Africa. So as an education hub that we are, we have brought this into our system as a means of testing the knowledge of the people we have trained. You see, like the JAMB has a system of testing people before to bring them into the university and the post-UTME. So we have brought this. After training you in our hub, we will give you this opportunity to test yourself. Though we're going to certify you as well after training you, but we are giving you this system to test you. How good are you? You know, people are very fond of making money today and losing it tomorrow, making money today and losing it tomorrow. So this is a great opportunity where I'm bringing people together to teach them and to empower them on how to manage and multiply money through this proprietary challenge system, which we're going to sit one-on-one with you and ensure that you pass the challenge. And I can tell you for sure, and the truth is, there are a few boys I have raised under my purview. These guys are already making money today, trading over $10,000 account in this same thing, and they are keeping 90% of the profit for themselves because we held their hands, taught them one by one, step by step on how to pass this challenge and how to get through it. So the biggest problem, why are we bringing this is people make money today and lose it tomorrow. It needs to stop. So this is why as an academy hub, we are bringing this in as a testing tool to test people, to train them on how to manage money. How to manage money. This is the thing for us. And it's a big one for us. I'm inviting everyone there to come and be part of this big challenge we're bringing. We're in Port Harcourt. This is not something you do on the internet or everything. We are right here in Port Harcourt. Come to our office and get your account funded and do the challenge with us. You can see the fund. If you come to our office, the fund is we're on another level. We're on another level.
All right. So how can people be part of this?
Just simply come to our office, come sign up, and you get your account funded. And you know the beautiful thing is that we are the first that is actually doing this 100%. If you buy the account because you actually subscribe for it, when you subscribe, if you pass the challenge, whatever fee you use to pass the to subscribe, we'll give you back. 100% we'll give you back. If you pass this challenge, we give you back the fee. Whatever fee you use to subscribe, we give you back. This is how much we want to stretch you to be the best of your best.
All right, Bless, thank you so much. So we'll allow the team in the studio to continue, yeah?
Thank you so much, Mr. Kelly, and thank you for all you do. God bless you, sir.
All right, thank you so much. So let's get back to the team. People will need details on how they can be part of this.
Yes, all you need to do is you come down to our office, which is located at plot 157, Romoba Estate, opposite Sita School, the Mary House building there. That is where our office is. If you are coming from Romola Axis, stop at Genesis bus stop. Just walk in there. The first turn by your left is in Kotaria Street. That is where you have 157 Romoba Estate, just opposite Seta School. Seta School is a popular school there. The Mary House building. And if peradventure you didn't know the office, you want to get the location, or of course you want to call us on 0811 610 6891. I say that again, 0811 610 6891. You can never miss the place. And just like we said, a lot of persons out there has been engaging in Profem accounts, yes, online. This Profem account, you see us face to face in our office, and you get account funded. Imagine where you get accounts funded up to $400,000 for you to trade. That is huge. Of course, just as the director rightly stated that, you pass out the challenge, your money is funded back to you 100%. And of course, we have so many other things which my colleague might really want to talk about here.
Okay, we're talking about the seminar we have on Saturday, Friday and Saturday precisely.
That's an upcoming seminar.
Yes, of course. No, the major thing you're bringing to people is the legitimate aspect of trading forex markets. We have our education, which we're already telling people, come and get the real knowledge on the forex market. Don't go and start opening an account and start trading. Some people say, I do this and I blow my account, the forex is not good. No, you don't have the knowledge. We are making profit. That's why we come here every single day. And we have people who have been making profits in the forex market. If you say you have not made profits, come, we'll teach you. Okay. So we have a seminar that will give you every single step on how to make money. In fact, recover all the losses you must have lost in different companies that have done investment with you. We don't take money from people. We teach you how to trade by yourself. So the real forex market is not give me so money, I give so percentage. It requires equity. So we have, as an asset management company, we have funded an account for people. Simply say, okay, I can trade. We have huge money, millions of dollars that are not being traded. So buy the accounts, make profits, we share the profits. So we can fund up to $400,000 for you, because some people say, I don't have capital, that's why I'm losing in forex markets. Now you have access to buying an account, up to $200,000 account, up to $400,000 account. You don't have a target after you have passed these challenges. So any profit you make, you share with the company. And the good news about it, like my colleague said, this company is in Port Harcourt, is in Nigeria. Our office is located in Nigeria. So not that you trade and pass it and nobody pays you. This is 100% payable.
Okay. So let's get details of your phone numbers, contacts, the things that people will need to reach you.
Yeah, like you said, you could send us an SMS or send us a WhatsApp. Say yes, or I want to learn. Send it to 0811 610 6891. I said it again. Send yes or say I want to learn. Send it to 0811 610 6891. And our address is at Rumoba. Before we had an office at Stadium Road, but the office was a little, compacted. So what we did was that we moved to a bigger office, which is bigger, can accommodate a lot of persons. So that office is at plot 157 Rumoba Housing Estate, opposite Sita School. Like I said, if you are coming from Rumola, stop at Genesis. You're coming towards from Rubukruchi Eleme Junction, stop at Genesis after Artillery. Stop at Genesis if you are coming from Eleme Axis. Stop at Genesis Junction, crossover. If you are coming from Rumola Axis, stop at Genesis. You don't need to cross over. Just walk into the estate there. First turning by your left. Just about 2-3 posts, you see the building. They are opposite Sita School. The building is called Mary House Building. Send us that SMS now, 081 1610 6891. And I can assure you, you'll get the best education.
All right.
You get the best firm trading, and you never regret being there.
Final word, quickly.
Okay, the final word is that, like I said, is about training. So with the seminar, we're coming on Friday and Saturday. So book your seats right now that we can have a slot for you.
All right, thank you so much, gentlemen from Trade Mind Hub. We know they are not gentle when it comes to making money.
Of course, aggressive.
Aggressive, yeah? Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you.
All right, the news update just around the corner. Stay with us. It's Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people. Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South Sound, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered on air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today 95.1 FM.
Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News update.
A very good morning to you. Here is the news update on Today 95.1 FM. I am Kelly Ikembenchima. The Nigeria Labour Congress NLC and the Trade Union Congress TUC will picket the office of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission NEC and distribution companies DISCO's premises nationwide today over the hike in electricity tariff. The unions say in a joint statement by NLC's Acting General Secretary Chris Uyut and his TUC counterpart Anka Hassan disclosed that the action will take place simultaneously in the 36 states of the nation and the Federal Capital Territory (FCT). Though the NEC had reviewed the tariff, the labor unions say they are picketing the agency's office as well as the premises of the distribution companies after its Sunday reversal deadline failed. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana had claimed that the federal government was raising funds for the cash-strapped discos with a tariff hike. But defending the move, the Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu said the federal government will pay about 1.8 trillion naira in electricity subsidy in 2024. The Joint Military Task Force Operation Delta Safe has uncovered at least 50 illegal refining sites within the Bisani Forest in Yenagoa local government area of Bayelsa. The commander, Rear Admiral John Okeke, who led the operation, informed newsmen that illegal refining of stolen crude oil was taking place in each of the sites. Okeke said the team discovered a large pit capable of accommodating 10 trucks of alternative gas oil, also known as diesel. He recalled that the Joint Task Force had severally warned against illegal oil businesses in the area and reiterated its commitment to the fight against the menace. He called on the public to always support the task force with credible information to track down illegal oil refiners. The National Youth Council of Ogoni People, NICOP, in conjunction with an ex-Niger Delta agitator, Solomon Idibara, have staged a walk in Bori, headquarters of Kana local government area of River State, calling for resumption of oil exploration in Ogoni land. Today FM correspondent reports that the walk commenced from the graveside of Timothy Nakubirabi, one of the Ogoni heroes who paid the supreme price. The NICO president, Barinaso Emmanuel, who read the communique on behalf of the group, said resumption of oil exploration in Ogoni will help bring back development in the area. Emmanuel, while revealing that Ogonis are open for genuine multi-stakeholders negotiation, went on to insist that resumption of oil exploration will ensure economic rebirth in Ogoni that will wipe away long-time suffering of the people. On the foreign scene, at least 34 persons have been killed and 16 others missing in western Indonesia after flash floods and cold lava flow from one of the archipelago's most active volcanoes damaged homes, roads and mosques. Hours of heavy rain pour caused flooding in Agam and Tanandata districts in West Sumatra province, threatening thousands of people after the downpour swept ash and large rocks down Mount Merapi. West Sumatra Disaster Agency said 16 persons died in Agam district and 18 in Tanandata, with 18 others injured overall. And that is the news update on Today 95.1 FM. I am Kelly Ikemenjima. Good morning. Thank you for your time.
Talk radio.
I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Madam, you don't try this new Lush Hair 4-in-1 No Lie Relaxer Kit. We get free neutralizing shampoo and conditioner join.
What? Me, I know deal.
You're not even sabi waiting the apple for town. You see this Lush Hair Relaxer so?
You know the pepper, you know the bond. It will even make your hair shine like oil.
That's so. Lush Hair Relaxer Kit, na correct. We no go make your hair cut. We no go make your hair dry. You know the pepper, and they relax hair well. Come by your honor.
Lush Hair. Be beautiful.
Big Boo Rice. Big Boo Rice, yeah, in the pot. 7 it up, I stay hot. Stone free premium parboiled rice. Big Boo in the pot. So nutritious and tasty. Serve it up with style. A cooking delight for that great fancy jollof rice. Big Boo Rice, yeah.
Big Boo long grain parboiled rice contains protein and fiber, a source of vitamin B, and is great for all rice dishes. Big Boo Rice, tasty rice, nourished you.
Turn the dial and turn up the thrill. We are not in the same league. We are rewriting the rules. Here on Today 95.1 FM.
We talk, you listen.
Okay, so I had to take a deep breath because now we have a full studio. Well, there'll be peace. Even here in the studio, some of you know now how some days can be. This matter is serious, so it's a very serious matter and it's troubling. So we have Maki Tanen Adubabare, is an esquire, solicitor and advocate, as well as notary public of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Is a social political analyst. There's more. I saw PTO. Let me guess, you wrote the PTO, right? Okay. You know, you can be like that sometimes. That's why I asked the question.
Well, that would be calligraphy configuration, which is out of my own space.
Okay.
Welcome, listeners. I hope we will be able to read the handwriting on the wall.
We also have Ward Ichimenem Esquire in the studio. Then his many titles, Apara Kingdom. I can't remember all of them, so we'll have him write out all his laurels and everything ahead. Then, but you can say good morning now. Your name is Ward Ichimenem, right?
It's not complete.
No, but at least you can.
So that my enemies will hear more.
Sorry. Let me get Fine Face to conclude on his thoughts earlier. He said now the governor is fighting back. And just because the FCT minister helped him to emerge doesn't mean that you should not allow him to run his administration.
Yeah.
Right? That was where you left.
Yeah, within that neighborhood. And I think that he should be allowed to run his governments. And I believe he has been playing the big brother Rivers State, trying to remember the routes through which he became governor, and not trying to fight back almost immediately and wanting peace, but the peace is not forthcoming. And because the peace is not forthcoming, and the governor has realized that those who are against him are determined to ensure that he is out of office. The governor is beginning to position himself to respond to them, because he also said at the meeting that he received a delegation from Bayelsa State that it is because he's not talking, that is why things like this are happening. So I believe that the governor begins to talk, a lot of things will go underground, because I know quite well that the sitting governor is like a kitchen cabinet member to the former Governor Nyesom Wike and the FCT minister. And he has served him from the local government days to this day. So it's like if he begins to say certain things that we may not know, the politics will be hot. So I think that is what is also keeping him the way he is today, because they know that he has a lot of things on the tips of his finger. So I believe that the governor should be given opportunity to run the state, run his government. And then if anybody has any issue against him, then they wait for him at the 2027 general election and vote him out. I think that is the way we should go. So I was also appealing to the politicians to play the game according to the rules and not hit up the state, because there is a way crisis will boil in this state now, and Mr. President may have opportunity to declare emergency in the states, and that is another direction that we may have.
Okay.
And I think we shouldn't go there, because the Rivers people are those that are on the suffering states.
Okay, Ward Ichimenem Esquire is also here as a special assistant legal advisor to the Federal Commissioner to Mr. President on Christian Pilgrimage, South-South Zone, a voice for Apara Kingdom, and a temple chief. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, my co-panelists. Thank God for us to be here once again. It's a great privilege. Good morning, Rivers people. Good morning to the good people of Rivers State.
All right.
And to those that are supporting good governance.
Mr. Tanen, let me come back to you. So now we have a subsisting judgment and we have an interim injunction. Which one are we going to hold as a strong legal advice?
Well,
one moment, please. Okay, just been signaled by our traffic officer. We need to go for this commercial break. We'll be back. We'll continue our conversation in a moment. Please stay with us.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Please listen to this paid infomercial.
Hello, welcome to Business Talk on the Radio, brought to you by New Wave Tech. Today, we'll be discussing turning inflation into opportunity, scaling up in today's economy. And we have a special guest in the studio who is an online entrepreneur from New Wave Tech. She is a woman who holds esteemed certifications. She boasts accreditation in economic capital markets from the Corporate Finance Institute and in digital marketing from the California Miramar University. As head of partnership at Nigeria's premier brokerage firm, she orchestrates pivotal collaborations. With over 5 years of consultancy in the realm of online businesses, her expertise is both seasoned and refined. I'm glad to have her as our guest in the studio today. Princess Obo. Thanks for joining us, Princess.
Thank you so much for having me with you in the studio today.
Okay, for first-time listeners, here's a brief introduction about New Wave Tech. New Wave Tech is a revolutionary online academy dedicated to empowering entrepreneurs and businesses with the knowledge and skills to succeed in the digital age. Their cutting-edge training programs focus on online business integration, helping you maximize profit and stay ahead of the curve. Yeah. Now, Princess, turning inflation into opportunity. It's quite a strong topic because this is literally one of the biggest issues, not just in Nigeria, but around the world today. Let's start from the basics. What really is inflation?
Well, inflation is not a new term, but I would like to first of all introduce what it is and call it in a more simplified manner. I prefer to call it high cost of living, and this actually refers to the expenses that individuals or family face from day to day to maintain a certain level of living. So it could be your housing, it could be food, it could be healthcare, it could be education or transportation, whatever expense you're actually sorting from day to day. Now, to be more practical, as at last year, January, for me to fill up my tank, it's about 20,000 naira. But currently, I use nothing less than 55,000 naira, if not even more. And to get the fuel is even quite scarce. Now, another look inflation could carry could be the part of the exchange rate. Because of the constant changes in price, cost of goods and services have really gone high. So being an employee in Nigeria right now is quite difficult because you'll find out that your monthly expenditure is almost surpassing your income, if not even getting higher than that, which makes it quite difficult for people to scale through. And this kind of phase is what we call economic hardship.
Okay, so inflation, economic hardship. Let's get to the main topic for today.
Okay.
Turning inflation into opportunity. Can you tell us Nigerians who are really hit by this downtime, and how can this be turned into an opportunity?
Well, for Nigerians, I believe that most times when things are quite difficult, you can always find the silver lining there, okay? Like I said, inflation is not only a Nigerian thing, it's also a global crisis. Yet, I would want to tell you for a fact that the world's richest men actually got richer in hard times like this. Now, if you ask me what the secret is, it's nothing more than leverage. The number one global solution that has been adopted by the rich and the wealthy. If we want to know better, if we want to look at it, what leverage actually means, it's just you maximizing an advantage that you have. Now, I want us to understand that using leverage as a tool is not me asking you to change your field or stop the businesses you're doing currently. It's just simply maximizing these things that we have that can accelerate your business currently. So if you own a business in Nigeria and you're making about 100,000 naira profits, maybe weekly profits from that business, what are we going to do differently that would upscale that 100,000 naira profits to about 1 million? What we have to just do is upgrading the service, and by upgrading the service, I mean leveraging some key tools.
Interesting. So how can we use this leverage?
Well, the biggest businesses in the world currently are not just big by chance. This leverage for them can be two things, okay? We have the power of the internet, and we also have AI, which is artificial intelligence, as we all know. Now, we have the most valuable brands like Amazon, Apple, Google, all averaging an approximate of about $200 billion plus using these same key tools that I'm introducing to us today. Now, if I'm talking about the power of the internet, I'm going to give a very simple example like Netflix, the very popular popular streaming site. When they first started, they were renting physical DVDs. They weren't even doing enough. But then they also leveraged this power of the internet, and currently the company is worth more than 210 billion US dollars. So this means that if you have a business currently in Nigeria and your business is not on the internet, like what Bill Gates said, your business will soon be out of business.
Okay, so you really need to get your business on the internet to leverage on these things to make more money.
Very true.
Now, what are the businesses that Nigerians can do that they can leverage AI with, as artificial intelligence?
Yes, there are several online businesses that persons can do to leverage this AI tool to make managing these businesses easier, okay? Now, AI, which is popularly known as artificial intelligence, can be incorporated into any online business as it is. Now, let's take, for instance, we have businesses like YouTube automation, which is a concept of creating viral worthy videos for your channel without actually having to be present. You have AI creating your content, putting your videos together, helping you schedule the posting and all of it like that. All you have to do is sit back, manage these things from time to time, and then enjoy passive income, which means from that YouTube automation I just talked about, you can be averaging nothing less than 3,000 to 10,000 US dollars if you have relevant niche.
Okay.
All you have to just do is cash out. Yes, it's as easy as that. Now, with the way things are going, it's more promising to actually automate your business so you can venture into more than one thing, okay? Like we all know, the average millionaire has nothing less than 7 streams of income. So you can't say I'm doing one thing alone and I'm cool with it. No, you need to find better methods at which you can actually increase your stream of income. Now, finally, we have the biggest of them all, and it's called electronic trading, which is e-trading. Now, this is more or less like a method of buying and selling of financial instruments like stocks, bonds, currencies, all in the bid to make profit. Now, this kind of trading, which is e-trading, can be done via your mobile phone, can be done on your computer, and you can do it from anywhere in the world.
E-trading. Tell us more, and how does it work?
It is a very simple and yet the most profitable of them all within a short period of time. Now, let me give us a very simple instance. Do you know gold?
Yeah, sure. Gold.
Now, it's one piece that has great value and appreciates over time, not just by wearing it, but also gold online. So the same gold, nothing has changed, but this time around, it can be seen. Just like your credit balance in your bank account. When you receive your alert, the money doesn't just drop in front of you, but then you're certain that there's money in your bank. Yes.
Okay.
Now, gold also exists online and its price is being traded every single day. Trading gold can be very, very profitable. This year alone, gold's price has moved the record high from about $1,985 per ounce to $2,431 per ounce, which is the highest high ever. I'm talking about 4,460 pips. Now, for those that are traders, if you understand what that means, in trading, 1 pip can actually equal $10 depending on the size you're using. So if you had traded gold since the beginning of this year, 2024, you would have made nothing less than $44,600. Now, just think of how much you can earn monthly by trading this particular instrument. And you don't even have to trade it every day. Yes, that's how it works. You can actually choose when it's more suitable for you to trade. And you can add other instruments in the market to this. We have silver, we have oil, we have corn, and this is just in the aspect of commodities. Then we have the indices aspect. We have the currency aspect. So there is so much profit to be made. Now, let me blow your mind. You see this buying and selling, it can actually be taken to another level, which means it can be done in the AI way, the automated way. I mean, when you don't have to stress about monitoring your trades, or you don't have to bother about where the market is going, but then you're steadily making profits. Why? Because all of your trading is done by AI, which means you can even build a passive kind of income. Whether you show up to work, whether you have family things to take care of, you have profits coming to you. I like to call it trading like a boss.
Okay, interesting. All right, trading like a boss. I like that. So it's like you can make money while you sleep.
Exactly.
Now, how can Nigerians participate in this and also benefit?
Well, this is why we're bringing the New Wave Tech Conference to Nigerians. You know, we're an international-based company, but this is going to be our first big conference here in Nigeria. So if you're ready to upscale, not just upscale, turn this inflation into an opportunity, then you need to be there. Now, it's time to actually adopt this revolution and stop sleeping on opportunities opportunities. Like I like to say, come online. At this conference, we'll be informing and equipping you with all the businesses that you can leverage in 2024. You know, I mentioned some earlier. I talked about dropshipping, blogging automation, YouTube automation, and e-trading. Now, all these businesses, we're going to be helping you upskill with them. Not just that, we'll be opening e-trading accounts and setting up softwares to boost your trades for those that will be interested. Also, we'll be providing AI software, the ones I talked about, that helps you do the buying and the selling even when you are not present. All these will be given at the premises.
All right, these are quite interesting and informative. Who are the people that are qualified to attend this conference, and is it free?
This conference is one of the most powerful, and getting a seat here could cost up to $100, but we'll be giving it absolutely free for every single person that will be attending. So if you're an investor, if you're a businessman, you're an employee, and you're a retiree, or even a job seeker, or even a housewife, okay? As long as you are interested in scaling up or turning this inflation into opportunity, this conference is for you. All you have to just do is come that day. You don't even have to be a computer literate. Just come with your internet connected device and we will definitely set you up.
Well, there you have it. Free New Wave Tech Conference you can't afford to miss. Princess, can you tell us the date, the time and venue of this conference and how people can register to attend?
This event will be taking place in the city of Port Harcourt, and the date is this week Thursday 16th and Friday 17th of May 2024. This week Thursday 16th and Friday 17th of May 2024 from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. From 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. And the venue is going to be at the City View Building, second floor, 26A Aba Road, beside Market Junction, Port Harcourt. City View Building, second floor, 26A Aba Road, beside Market Junction, Port Harcourt. To register is very simple. Text PH1, that is PH for Port Harcourt, and number 1 to this number to come for day 1. 091 6466 0000 091 6466 0000 091 6466 0000. If you won't be available for the first day, you can register for day 2. Send PH2, that is Port Harcourt, and number 2 to this number. PH2, that is Port Harcourt, and number 2 to this number. 091 6466 0000 091 6466 0000. I'll take the number again. 091 6466 0000.
All right, so what else would participants be getting at this conference?
Well, being at the event alone is power-packed with so much benefit for you, but I would like to take it up a notch. Now, participants will be gaining 3 things by attending this event. For the first 100 persons, they'll be getting a comprehensive conference material and resources. Also, our partner broker who's going to be present at the event will be giving participants up to 124% bonus, which is equivalent to about 124,000 naira in your trading account, only for those that will be starting the business of trading. And finally, for those that will be delving into the automation aspect, we'll be giving you training consultation and then the software, which is the AI that would help you do the buying and the selling, and you get your returns constantly.
Wow, this sounds so good. Too good to be true, Princess. Can you tell us again the date, time, and venue of this conference?
This event will be taking place in the city of Port Harcourt, and the date is this week Thursday 16th and Friday 17th of May 2024. This week Thursday 16th and Friday 17th of May 2024 from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. From 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. And the venue is going to be at the City View Building, second floor, 26A Aba Road, beside Market Junction, Port Harcourt. City View Building, second floor, 26A Aba Road, beside Market Junction, Port Harcourt. To register is very simple. Text PH1, that is PH for Port Harcourt, and number 1 to this number to come for day 1. 091 6466 0000 091 6466 0000 091 6466 0000. If you won't be available for the first day, you can register for day 2. Send PH2, that is Port Harcourt, and number 2 to this number. PH2, that is Port Harcourt, and number 2 to this number. 091 6466 0000 091 6466-0000. I'll take the number again, 091-6466-0000.
All right, opportunities come but once. This might be that opportunity you've been waiting for to move to the next level of your finances. New Wave Tech is here to educate Nigerians and enlighten us. This might be your chance. Why don't you take it? Thank you very much, Princess, for coming.
Thank you so much for having me at the studio.
And that was a paid infomercial.
Live from the Garden City of Port Harcourt, Nigeria. This is Today 95.1 FM.
What's a successful business without sales? And what is sales without an audience? Well, do you know that you can reach 8 million listeners across 6 states in 2 geopolitical zones all at once? How? With Today 95.1 FM, you can get millions of people to know about your business. And what does that mean to you? More sales. Call 081-389-2850 now for more information.
Okay, all right. All you need to know about this one is that
95.1 FM. Such a unique.
We're back. Thank you so much for staying with us. Today's quest, Today 95.1 FM. Such a beautiful atmosphere in the studio. But we have to get back to talking politics. Let me go back to Barrister Adubabari. On his views, now we have interim injunction. We also have a subsisting court judgment.
Right. Quite strangely, today, I woke up on a very terrible note. I was woken up early hours today by something that I pray very earnestly that it should not be reality. I woke up to the reality that there was revolution in Nigeria. The sin, I can't describe it. Only prayer I was making on the street is, God, may I not die in this process. Because I have consistently said it and I maintain. I know this is the best place to be on the earth. Nigeria. I've traveled out of this country. You can't count 5 nations of the world without mentioning Nigeria in terms of abundant human and natural resources. I don't know why God is deliberate about this country. But with what is going on, my brother, I have always been saying it. I don't know. Some people may say it's wild dream that if care is not taken, revolution may be the way out. People were rolling keg of petrol, and I don't know how they manage it. I think they are training it. As they roll it, how they set it on fire. Look, there was pandemonium, catastrophe, physical. I was just praying, God, may I not die in this process. Let me say this to you, Kelly.
But you've always wanted a revolution. Why the fear of death?
Yeah, I tell you. You see, ego is always happy when there is storm coming, raging, while other birds are crying for their loved one in their nest. In fact, their even physical name may be scattered. So let's leave that aside. I'm a lawyer, but let me say this to you. For the first time, my head is down because I can't defend the indefensible. It was as someone who said that when stupidity is considered patriotism, it is unsafe to be intelligent. That's where we are. And like my brother said, I can't get his name perfectly, but let me just pass it that way. The judiciary in Nigeria is on trial. Take it from me. The judiciary in Nigeria is on capital trial. I said this some time ago. The Supreme Court justices of this country, most of them will live in regret for what they did. Because Supreme Court is not only a court of law, it's also a court of policy. And for those who understand the implication of that, how the House of Law can swing direction of things when there are critical moments at hand, even beyond, without waiting for the legislature, judiciary to take step, it will shock you. But what we see playing out in Nigeria, let me say this to you on this very matter where we are. I have raised this question. The purpose of law, according to Lord Denning, is that law should be a shield to the oppressed and not a sword for the oppressor. In Nigeria, the reverse is the case. The endpoint of law is supposed to be justice. But what is happening in Nigeria, law has manipulatively been turned into weapon of oppression, suppression, and repression. And once these three triangles are up as the purpose of law, just wait, revolution is at the corner. I've read through history, I've checked pages of history. What is going on, there is going to be problem. What has happened to the judiciary about the issue of the defection of people in Rivers State? The matter was in court. See, if you don't understand what I'm saying, I'll give you a classic example. If you don't understand it, when I finish now, you will understand it clearly. I now understand clearly and better why somebody who wanted to pick form under PDP to contest for governorship was frustrated. The reason why he was frustrated, they used the instrument of the law. Those of us who are in practice, Chimene understand that better. They can use the judiciary against you. If a magistrate is called upon and you are arraigned and he's just told, remanding and adjourn for bail consideration, that's the end of you. He understands that very clearly. If you like, go to High Court. The High Court will turn you down. If you go to Court of Appeal, it will turn you down. If you go to Supreme Court, it will turn you down. Because the position of the law is that the magistrate must have taken a position one way or the other, either denying you the bail, or if he imposes a position that is too much, you can go on appeal to say they should bail variation. But if he adjourn for bail consideration, that's your end. And that was what was done to this candidate. That's why later we now understand when the emperor was now saying that, let any of you raise hand who bought from. We now say, oh, and it's very strategic. But there is an end to it. Let me tell you one thing, get an idea. When they defected, you know there's a pending matter. I don't know exactly when that matter is adjourned to.
There are several matters.
Why was that matter not given as a later hearing? As a matter of urgency? Why? There are hands behind all these things.
Okay.
Do you understand it?
Okay.
Because if that matter was given as a later hearing as it is legitimately expected in the circumstance, all this noise we are making here today, this one is giving this one is giving. We have a situation. This is not the first two. We have a situation wherein you will hear court of coordinate jurisdiction. This thing has even eaten amongst lawyers. It's court of coordinate jurisdiction will give different. So what you are seeing now is in the same direction. Okay. Because it appears that somebody have access. Do you know that court injunction was given to prevent, to protect the swearing of Sim? The matter was adjourned beyond 29th. Do you understand it? Wherein PDP was restrained and all others were restrained. They used court to do that. And by the time Sim was already sworn in, they now came to court. We've heard of cases here wherein a sitting governor was, planting others as mole, going to court, sending out pseudo names, and they were going to court until when the court now rose up that these are internal party matters, that you can't do that. People now realize and they now sponsor the same thing. That was when that one cooled down. What kind of system is this? Okay, I think it was Oputa who said it. That when there is problem in the legislature, they look up to the judiciary. When there is problem in the executive, they look up to the judiciary. He now asks the question, when the judiciary is corrupt, from where do we go?
Okay.
And that's exactly where we are.
So we should expect more confusion.
The confusion, see, I pray it doesn't happen. There was some time, I would say I was careless. I was in the studio, your sister's studio, and I said, if care is not taken, revolution may spark up from River State. Do you understand it? Because the way it is going, we were all in this state. A single man, my professional colleague, who has migrated to become an emperor, and now I will bold to say, have become a political terrorist. Can you listen to me very carefully? I accept responsibility for what I'm saying. If you listen carefully to GDI President General address in River State, for all the security architecture in Nigeria as a whole to keep moot till now, it means the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Commander-in-Chief, is fully behind.
What did he say?
Oh.
What did Amewule say?
Amewule said that they kept quiet for so long, that they've been monitoring the governor. And one fatal mistake he made is that he did not realize that we are not campaigning. We have a sitting governor.
What did he say?
He said that they are giving him enough chance, that his supporters, he even import the concept of vicarious liability, which is not acceptable or known in law, that his supporters and followers, who are the Rivers people, that if they don't stop insulting Wike and the president, that they are coming for him. And when they come for him, there were two phrases he used twice. He repeated them. He said, when we come for you, you will run. You will run out of that place. And all those who claim to be supporting you, they will run away from you. From now, from tomorrow, we are monitoring you and we will come for you.
Okay.
When things like this happen, Kelly, mark it somewhere after the studio today. It's a direct invitation to anarchy. So I'm not surprised by the step that the incumbent governor in River State is now taking, as it were to say, die is one day. Equivalent to what he made that time that he was nearly fired at on the Moscow Road when he was going to the House of Assembly. There was a comment he made that day at the Secretariat when he addressed Rivers people and said he was not going to relinquish the mandate. What is happening in Rivers State is unthinkable. And I make this, I'm not placing a course. Anybody who is in Rivers State taking in fresh breath of air that is supporting this thing that is going on, what I call evil that is going on in this state, may they be victims.
Well, you are also making a vicarious comment.
Sure, to me, even as I'm talking to you now.
No.
If I, look, let me say this to you.
No. Respectfully, sir.
Okay.
Respectfully, sir. You have called out Bright Amewule. And I wanted to even say, I listened to him. Good. I even played it. I can even play it now if you want. There have been many statements counter to that. They've had many simplified Thanksgiving rallies. They've called Wike names. They've done their this and all of them. I've been playing it. I've been listening. Nobody has come after anybody so far yet. You said security agency should go after him. Let's leave it there. This swearing at people,
you see, and
praying at people.
When you give,
respectfully, it's not necessary.
You see one thing,
it's not necessary.
When law fails, you will see it as if he's a gospel minister. Begging the court because the court has failed to do what is needful. That critical question remains for the judiciary. Why have they decided to play game with the issue? Because everything rests on that. If we are in this studio and there is power outage,
your point is you've had some time.
Yes.
We have a lot to look at.
Good.
So I need to manage this time
my point,
most effectively. Your point is
on this is this: that the judiciary that is responsible for the creation of the confusion that is happening in River State. Do you understand it? Even from Motosho angle, right? Down to this one, you will hear people, they will call in, they will say, but that is the law. Yes, I believe in the positive school of jurisprudence by Wonders, who says the prophecies of what the court will say, in fact, are nothing more pretentious are what I mean by the law. I agree with it. But the way the thing is being driven in the case of River State, it has been taken over and is managed, and they will use it to achieve an unintended purpose for the will and the good desire of people of River State. And I think danger is around the corner. I'm so sad.
Let's see if we can punch on the main conversations that we have up on socials. Ajurin Gelale talked about the crisis, and he says he believes that the president is going to be neutral. And I asked a question, does it suggest, perhaps going from Adu Babare's part of the statement that he made, that the president has somehow allowed what is happening in River State to happen? And I'm asking, has the president shown that he's unbiased in the situation in River State? Should we take Ajurin Gelale serious in the claims that he made? Is it up to the president to resolve the crisis in River State? Is it up to the president really to resolve the crisis? We saw the first one. The result of it, what's he talking about? The actors are still out. Any channel you turn to, any national TV channel you turn to, is River State. That is their big banner headline. It's River State, River State, River State, River State. And it's not River State because we're building factories. It's not River State because there's this new development initiative. It's River State because it's politics. This group is speaking, that group is speaking. Now we have two injunctions. Able to resolve the crisis in River State. Chimene.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Kelly, for the opportunity. Well, it's when you look at, let me first of all quote the former president, vice president of South Africa, David Mabuza. He said, when people wake up within the spheres of, I am not surprised with what is going on. If anybody decides to say Wike is an emperor, well, I'm not surprised. People are taking sides.
It's not for you to respond to.
No, I'm not responding to. No,
that's what you just did.
No, I didn't. No, I say if anybody. I didn't call any. No, I didn't call any name.
I'm not dumb here.
No,
I pay attention to everybody.
God forbid that you.
And I also have good ears on the ground as far as this politics is concerned.
My professor took me. The professor of law said that God forbid that a man should know everything. I said anybody. It can be you. It can be any other person.
Somebody said it's here.
I don't know the person.
Leave it and stay on the issues,
yes,
please.
Okay. So, what I'm saying is that what is going on in River State is politics. It's also expected that we will see this kind of thing. Like you asked, if the president is...
if the president has any role in resolving this crisis?
He has played... He's still playing a fatherly role. The reason is that there is a level of course, a level of temperament that is going on. And that temperament has got into a crescendo by those I call expired politicians in River State, those that have been expired. You know, when you give a child something he ought not to have gotten, this is what you get. When the governor when they were about electing him, I wasn't as clairvoyant as, but that was the first time I had to come out and say, look, if this man takes this thing, the ship will not sail very well. And I made it known in most of the radio stations. In fact, at a point they were saying, can this governor speak? I said he's not a dumb, but that he's not going to sail the ship very well. Today we don't have united PDP as a result of the governor's attitude. And I say this, I make bold to say this anywhere. Like you said, if the president has come out on different forums, you heard about the 8-point resolution. It was under the orders of Mr. President.
But people said that was a biased resolution.
No, please, you are not in the heart of the president. At least he had to make that move.
I said
this is the first time we are seeing that kind of move from a president.
Not exactly.
Well, obviously, what you have seen in this.
Not exactly.
Well, you can refer to other internal, but this is one of the locus classicals, and I can tell you, it has never happened before. A president is always busy. It can't even happen in South Africa. It can't happen even in Cameroon, where Paul Biya is always sleeping.
Was the president supposed to do what he did?
Is that what?
Was the president supposed to do what he did?
He's supposed to. He's the father of the nation.
He's the father of the nation.
By virtue of Section 5 of the 1999 Constitution, his avalanche, the power of Mr. President is so much that
why are we all about
he presides.
Why are we all about father of the nation when we're in a democracy?
Allow me. Even in America.
There are rules.
Even in America.
There are rules that
where you have constitutional democracy, Biden presides. There are issues that are sensitive. You can't take away the state of Oklahoma. You can't take away Michigan. That Biden cannot even say anything.
No,
he's the president.
Biden cannot do
now,
what Tinubu
did. Allow me to speak.
Biden cannot do what
they
Tinubu
have
did.
Their own. They have their. Is that what
Biden cannot do what Tinubu did.
Is that what?
Biden cannot do what Tinubu did.
You can't say that. We have seen a lot of prevailing circumstances.
We have seen a lot of prevailing circumstances. Even the issue in Gaza, you go and see the role of Biden. Please allow me to dive into what I'm supposed to say here. Don't make me forget. I know you're not a member of a political party, but you're talking like an interested party. The president, under that 8-point resolution, did what he's supposed to do. If I'm the president of Nigeria, I won't do that. I will allow him fall into the ditch. But he invited him and said, please, and other parties. Like people were saying he was deluded, that the governor of a state was under duress, under undue influence, especially from the cabinet of Mr. President and presidency. And I said, the governor of a state. This is the lie of the century, coming out from those that have not seen for quite some time. You know, this is the state where you see expired politicians. Those that failed, even in their polling units, they failed. Even in their houses, even church election, they can't win. These are people I've known. I've been in the party for more than 20 years.
Is it in a free and fair election?
Is it
in a free and fair election? Is it?
I don't understand what the 1960 election was adjudged to be not even to be free.
I'm sure you also agree that the 2023 elections were free and fair.
Very free and fair.
Okay.
Very, very free and fair.
That's just all I wanted to
now.
know.
See, please, I'd always told people, don't refer me. You keep reminding me of P2B.
No, I'm not talking about
other people.
No, I'm not talking about.
I'm just reminding. I have to say it. I have to say it. I know where he's
the governorship election in Rivers was free and fair. The governorship election in Rivers was free and fair.
Very free and fair. Who are the candidates?
It was
the likes of Magnus Abi.
So if
the likes of Tonto Dike, who is an actress.
One moment.
The likes of people should know their calling.
One moment.
I don't know why you should expect that.
One moment, sir. It was free and fair. But you heard reports of people being flogged to vote.
I don't understand. These are criminals who came to steal vote. We know what happened.
This is unfair.
No. Let's be honest.
This is unfair.
No, let's be honest. There are those that invaded. We saw a lot of reports about polling units.
While you have a right to your opinion.
No. We saw people that were arrested. We have the testimonies.
Mr. Chimenem.
So many came to.
Chimenem.
Let's be honest. I participated in that election.
Chimenem. While you have.
And I know it was free and fair.
I anchored the ship.
You anchor, but you must not inhibit me.
No, I'm not.
I should have the right to speak.
No, I'm not. I know my job and I stick to my job.
And I respect you for your job.
So I don't jump into the arena that people were playing. No, that's not my duty.
Yes.
But we follow reports.
Thank you.
We talk to people.
And most of those reports,
we track a lot of those reports. And when as much as you disagree,
it can be written. We know that
just because you disagree, don't make them false. Nonetheless.
No, because I disagree.
No.
There was a
my point is this: you have the right to your opinion.
Yeah.
It doesn't make your opinion law.
I'm not saying that that's
all I want to say.
But I'm informing you.
So let's see how we can wrap this session.
I'm giving you an omniscient account of what happened during the day of election.
I asked the question.
Yes.
Are there roles that the president can play in resolving this crisis? Or should you just leave the president out?
The president has enormous role to play. And as the father of the nation, that was what got you angry.
I'm not angry.
And I said, look,
why would I be angry?
With the avalanche of power by virtue of Section 5 and the rights that is enshrined by the ground norm, the president has every right, in spite of being party or no party, can call. He is the father of the nation. Okay. And you say Biden, you refer to Biden. I say, why? Why will you call Biden? Nigeria is a multiplicity in terms of linguistics, traditional linguistics. We have multiple languages here in Nigeria. And this is a country that is so complex when it comes to leadership. The man came out and I said, look, this is the first time we are seeing a vicious president who is so prudent that he wants to understand what goes around the states. And this is the first time we are seeing this kind of attitude that is so, for me, it's one of the best things that this president, one can go to the archives and say, look, we beat our chest to say, he came in and River State was going into the caucus.
But so far,
and he went in and said, look, please come to, they all came to Abuja.
Since his intervention, has things got any better?
That is why I say, this is why I want you to grant me the right of ingress. The governor has he accepted. There was times, resolutions, which were all they were all written everywhere in the media. We are all aware of these terms. And they were able to reach a resolution. When the governor was passed and parcel off, he was not forced. In fact, the former governor of River State was the other. There were so many notable leaders that accompanied the governor, including the FCT minister, who went with his own entourage. They were all seeking for peace. If the president wants to behave like one of the presidents that we used to know in those days, which I may not want to call here, the days of Abacha, the dark days of so many, even the civilian president, I'm sure he would have taken sides and said, look, this is what I want. Heaven will not fall.
Okay.
And he said, look, they all agreed.
So whose fault is it?
It's the governor's fault.
It's the governor's fault.
Yes.
It's the governor's fault.
Go and look at the agenda, the resolution. Has he been able to I mean, in all of the 8 resolutions, how many has he been able to implement? Today they say, look, go there and ensure that the budget is represented. Has he gone to do it up till today? Go and look at the assembly today, which the president was like, he accepted that they should sit anywhere, haven't demolished the only symbol of justice, assembly. One of the best assembly in Africa. After yes, go your phone. One of the best assembly, it was built under, he demolished it. And you are using an authoritarian, today somebody is telling me what we have today is an authoritarian governance. We are seeing the level of militocracy where a governor is vetoing, using orders, unnecessary orders, to veto an existing assembly. And somebody is saying today that we have a governance. He's the one suing for war.
All right, Mr. Ndukwe. Do we expect the president to play active roles in resolving this crisis?
Well, since he has started it, it's always good to finish what one has started. I think the president can do something, for instance, but the way it's going, the way the actors are playing this particular game, it may lead to the issue of, what do they call this exactly? State of emergency, I tell you. You know, the other time I mentioned state of emergency with one other guest, and then you got a call on that, stating that the governor will not be sacked and all that.
And this contribution.
Yes. Nobody said the governor will be sacked. This is democracy. At least as they said, even though I know that there is no iota of democracy in Nigeria. And I have called for a debate on that. Nobody has been able to challenge. No democracy in this country. You see, the issue is this. If state of emergency, whether democracy or dictatorship, now let's remove dictatorship. In this democracy, and it happened before now in the 3 states of Northeast. It happened in Adama, all the rest of them. Now, the issue is that there will be some deprivations of the activities of the governor or government. But that will not be to the interest of Rivers people. That's my worry. Because, you know, when there's state of emergency, it cannot be. All the good things that should have been accruing to Rivers State won't be 100%. I'm waiting for calls again. But what I'm saying is, I am not a political supporter. I stay neutral to what is going on. But I must emphasize on something that is good and decent. The way the government has been run, from external disruptions here and there, nobody will achieve anything meaningful following that kind of government.
Okay.
Now, what I think is, it is true that one will say the governor is doing this and that, like Chimene, my friend, just stated about not representing the budget. You see, Kelly, there are certain things I hear and I get completely bewildered of anybody that is saying that. How is it possible that I ask a simple question. As at the time Edison, did Edison just appoint? And I have said that if the judiciary had been swift in telling us everything about this issue, we wouldn't be in this kind of mess. For instance, if Edison was backed by the order of the court and then the budget was presented to him and all that, and the governor assented to it, you think Rivers State don't have a budget? I'm waiting for that SAN to come and tell me that it's not a budget.
Okay.
Now, Kelly.
So you don't expect him to violate the Constitution in representing the budget?
Yes. No, for me, I don't think so.
So that's why for you it's okay that he has left out that part of the resolution.
That particular one.
But he signed it nonetheless.
Good. Kelly.
No, but he signed it nonetheless.
I have told you.
He did not sign to say I'll partially implement the resolution.
Kelly, hold on now. Let me talk. You see, I have told you that it depends on individuals. If it were Emmanuel Dukwe and I went to Asorok, I would tell President Tinubu, Oga, I have great respect for you, but I won't implement this thing. I'll marshal out the ones I won't implement. And once I come back to River State, I won't implement them. All those ones. Because when you have accepted, you signed, were you under oath? Why would you do so? But that's what he did. But in the end, perhaps he had found out that it's not possible for him to do so. Right. And so he didn't do it. So the president, like the question in summary is that the president will eventually, if he wants, come in, perhaps either with force or with peace. Whichever way it happens. At least I'm expecting perhaps when the cloud of violence or whatever thickens more, the president will play a role. Whichever role he may play, none of us know for now.
Okay, we have the news update and some bills to pay. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people. Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today 95.1 FM.
Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News update.
Good morning. Here is the news update on Today 95.1 FM. I am Kelly Ikemenchima. A federal high court in Abuja has found and convicted one Ramat Mba, a mother of 5 children, for forging the signature of former President Muhammadu Buhari's Chief of Staff, late Abba Kyari. Presiding Judge Justice Ibrahim Mohammed, who deferred the convict sentencing till Thursday, 16th May 2024, however, directed that she be remanded in Suleja Correctional Center. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, had arraigned Mba in June 2022 on a 5-count charge bordering on cheating, fraud and forgery. The ICPC's prosecutor, Hamza Sani, told the court how the convict dishonestly induced her victims under the guise of securing employment for them with government agencies. Furthermore, the documentary evidence standards showed that the convict fraudulently forged a letterheaded paper of the Office of the Chief of Staff to former President Buhari, Abba Kyari, and his signature. The letter addressed to the chairman of ICPC was a request for the recruitment of 3 individuals by the commission. A human rights lawyer, Femi Falana, has criticized the Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, for directing members of the State Assembly to meet at the government house, saying the legislature is independent of the executive. Falana, who said this during our television program, explained that since both arms of government are independent, Fubara cannot change the sitting venue of the Rivers State House of Assembly. Governor Fubara had on Friday issued an executive order for the immediate and temporary relocation of the sitting of the Rivers State Assembly to the auditorium admin block of the government house in Port Harcourt. In an official gazette, the executive order of the Rivers State Government 001-2023, Fubara cited the unsafe state of the House of Assembly complex, but Falana insisted that Fubara was wrong to move the sitting venue of the Rivers State House of Assembly and referenced an impeachment of a governor done outside the premises of the House of Assembly, which was nullified by the Supreme Court. Meanwhile, the pro-Fubara sect of the Rivers State House of Assembly is set to commence the screening process for a commissioner nominee appointed by Governor Siminalayi Fubara. Thus, this decision marks the first responsibility to be undertaken by the recently formed leadership of the group, headed by Victor Oko-Jumbo. In an official communication, the clerk of the group, GM Gillis West, said the nominee, Dagogo Iboroma, a senior advocate of Nigeria, will be screened at the admin block, Government House, Port Harcourt, today. On the foreign scene, Russian President Vladimir Putin has disclosed plans to remove Sergei Shoigu as defense minister as part of a cabinet reshuffle, making him secretary of the Security Council instead. A former deputy prime minister who specializes in economics, Andrei Belousev, will become the new defense minister. The shakeup comes as Putin begins his 5th term in office and in line with Russian law. Belousev's candidacy will need to be approved by Russia's upper house of parliament, the Federation Council. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said Putin decided to give the defense portfolio to a civilian because the ministry should be open to innovation and cutting-edge ideas. And that's it on the news update on Today 95.1 FM. I am Kelly Ikemenjima. Good morning. Thank you for your time.
This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people.
Madam, you don't try this new Lush Hair 4-in-1 no lie relaxer kit. We get free neutralizing shampoo and conditioner join.
What? Me, I know deal.
You're not even sabi waiting the apple for town. You see this Lush Hair relaxer so?
You know they pepper, you know they burn. It will even make your hair shine like oil.
That's so. Lush Hair relaxer kit, na correct. We no go make your hair cut. We no go make your hair dry. You know they pepper and they relax hair well. Come by your honor.
Lush Hair. Be beautiful.
What do you love listening to? What's your style? What's your choice? What do you yearn for? So we've got great talk, amazing conversations, entertainment, sport, and lifestyle. So tune in to Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt, because we are the voice of the people. The voice of the people.
All right, thank you for staying with us. We have a guest this morning from Information Hub. Engineer Emmanuel is there. He's a business strategist. Morning to you, sir. Welcome.
Good, beautiful morning to you. And it's a very lovely time to be here. I am always happy to be here. And I just told you that I love your looks.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Well, we're not talking about my hair today. We're talking about this Information Hub.
Information Hub.
So what do you do at Information Hub?
Now, what we do at Information Hub, we give information about where the world is going.
Okay.
Concerning business, concerning innovation, concerning technology, all right? And like now, you should know, Aki Falayo has been on this for free. He will just come and name what is really happening now. But we have changed the trend. But for now, we are here to tell you about this internet that you are seeing now, all right?
Mm.
The next internet that is coming is so interesting. All right, we have Web3 that is coming. Everything on Web3 there. We have a lot. We have social media that will be coming very soon that are totally decentralized.
Okay.
Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook, can wake up one day and close down your account that you have already monetized. Are you aware? But on decentralized, once you are on this Web3. All right, social media, is totally decentralized. So nobody can just come and close what down. It's decentralized.
Okay.
That is where the world is moving to. And that is what we are here to tell you. We are here to tell you about the metaverse. The imitation of this real world. You see, guys, if you are listening to me on radio right now, my name is Engineer Emmanuel Emikia. You should be happy that you are with me here. All right, don't go anywhere. I will shock your world. All right. Now there is what is called a metaverse. Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook, is building his own, and there is one that I'm going to reveal to you. Mark Zuckerberg own. There's no much of making money there. You can't make too much money there. But the one that I'm going to show to you, you will be amazed. Okay. But remember, it is going to be launched between July and September. Okay, so I'm getting you prepared, and also I'm getting you prepared for what is called TAC Goose. TAC Goose. It will be launched by July, August. And also I'll get you prepared for TAC NFT. NFT, they are non-fungible tokens.
Okay.
Now you see what you should do for yourself. What you should do for yourself. is get information. Get information. Let me show you something here quickly. Now, Solomon is in the Bible. All right. If you look at it now, Solomon in the Bible, if you compare his wealth that he has then, and you bring it to this recent time, it's over $2.1 trillion. That is his worth.
Okay.
And among the 10 richest people in the world currently now, Solomon is the richest. All right. Now, this man Solomon he gave us one advice. And this advice is shocking. All right. Now, this is the best advice that you will ever get from anybody. And what is this advice? This advice is the secret to wealth creation, wealth sustainability, and this is the advice. Solomon said that I saw something else under the sun. The fastest runner does not always win the race. The strongest warrior does not always win the battle. The wise sometimes goes hungry. Okay, Solomon, that is the wisest man on earth. All right. Now, he says something again, and the skillful are not necessarily worthy. And this is the one that shocked me most. And those who are educated don't always lead a successful life. Now, this is the point. This is where we are now. This is where we are. And that is why I am here. Let me tell you, this is where we have landed now. He said, it is all decided by chance. It is all decided by chance. By being in the right place at the right time. Right place, right time, with the right people, the right mindset, the people that have the right mentality. All right? This is the joke. Ask any wealthy man, ask any rich man. All right? It was not because it was not because of their intelligence. That is not why they are rich. Not the intelligence from school. All right? It was more about they were in a particular place. They were in a particular place when some information were released, and they acted on the information, and the game changed. That's the game changer. All right, they were at a particular place where information was released. Oyema, Allen Oyema, what comes to your mind? Allen Oyema, what comes to your mind?
Airpiece.
Airpiece, Allen Oyema. Did you know his history? The guy was a friend. He was a friend to a garage boy, these street boys. But his level changed, but he was still maintaining that relationship with that guy. And Allen Oyema of recent came before the youth of Nigeria and said, don't look down on yourself and don't look down on anybody. Because that garage boy, that Aboro boy changed his life.
Okay.
Go and check. Go and look at the history of Allen Oyema. Agboro boy changed his life. Agboro boy made him to become the multi-millionaire that he is now. I cannot see the whole of the story here, but in my conference that is taking place tomorrow and today, I am going to tell you the history of Allen Oyema and why you should be don't underrate anybody. Don't look down on anybody, because Agboro boy, garage boy, changed that man's life. To the point that he was staying in airport hotel for 2 years. And the wife that he wants to marry came to the hotel thinking that he wants to pick something from the hotel. But he told the wife that, hey, this is where I have been staying. And the wife started crying. I don't know if we still have such girls now in this world. I don't know. But it's rare. Guys, don't play with information. That is the backbone of success. You don't joke with it.
Okay.
All right? Yeah. So that is it.
So basically you have a session, you said today and tomorrow?
Yeah, we have a session today. And tomorrow.
So
all right. Today,
what should people do to be part of it?
Yeah, today Monday is strictly on Zoom.
Okay.
Zoom is spelled ZOOM. Go to Google Play Store or any of the, just go and download it. All right, get prepared for it. I'll tell you the time when you WhatsApp me, because you don't SMS me. Then tomorrow we are going to send you the venue. So it's either if you are not chance to be live tomorrow with us, then you can come to the Zoom today.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you miss the Zoom today, you can come
tomorrow. Yeah.
So what's the WhatsApp number?
Now, the WhatsApp number that you're going to contact us on is, you just have to send the word activate the information. Activate the information to this number. And please, before I call out the number, please, if you know that you are not going to attend any of this session, both the Zoom and the live, don't just listen to me. All right, don't listen to me, please. Don't come to my DM. Don't copy down the number. You are not coming for the Zoom session. All right, you are not coming for the live tomorrow. And you pick up your phone. The number that I'm going to call out now. You are going to die. You said for what? Don't.
Okay.
Don't, because I'm going to have a session on this radio that I'm going to use my time, my money, everything to call out some numbers. And the public will call you and ask you, why did you have to send a message to that number when you know that you will not attend? Please, so if you know that you're not coming, just don't come across this number, please. Just forget it. All right? But if you know that you are coming, you love information, you want to be at where the world is going now, just send the word activate the information to this number on WhatsApp 080 370 82819. I'm going to repeat that number again. 080 370 82819. But if you know you will not be in any of this session, don't DM me. Please don't just bother. Strictly on WhatsApp.
Can you repeat the number again, because we're out of time?
Yeah, the number is 080 370 82819. Again, 080 370 82819. So we have a session for today, Monday, on Zoom.
Okay.
Then tomorrow is live. We are going to send you the two venue.
All right.
All right? Yeah.
Lastly, who are you expecting to be part of the conference? You have 30 seconds for this.
Okay, now you want a change of life. Okay, you are not comfortable with the money in your bank account. You are not comfortable with the life that you are seeing. You are not comfortable with the environment. You are not comfortable with those are the kind. You are hungry for success.
All right.
These are the people that we need.
Lastly,
all right.
Phone number again.
The phone number that you need to WhatsApp me if you're coming tomorrow and today, the number, just send activate the information to this number on WhatsApp 080 370 82819. 080 370 82819. And we have additional added information to people. If you're doing anything, we are going to enhance it for you as well. So just have that in mind.
All right, Engineer Emmanuel, thank you so much from Information Hub for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
We'll return to our conversation in a moment. Please stay with us.
What's a successful business without sales? And what is sales without an audience? Well, do you know that you can reach 8 million listeners across 6 states in 2 geopolitical zones all at once? How? With Today 95.1 FM, you can get millions of people to know about your business. And what does that mean to you? More sales. Call 081 389 2850 now for more information.
Wetin dey happen there?
They say wahala dey finish.
Na this one wahala be like bicycle. They just dey quick.
Wetin dey happen? Wetin dey happen? Wetin dey happen? Na for Today 95.1 FM, 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, Bomkwem. Na here you go hear wetin dey happen for Naija and obodo the world. Na that time where we dey bring you ogbonge tori dem wey go shock you. You go wonder, say na person do like this? Na so we dey bring am come give you as e dey hot.
Now where we dey find way to sweep this country? Don't run. You go their blood in the chopper. You say this one no
worry. When time reach, I'll say I want to take them. Let us see where they go.
Homeland is homeland.
Me, I go open gate for them. I no go be get man at that time for airport. What thing they happen? Make you know Miss Mazi Ike God Ike Machuku and MC Kuro for waiting they happen. You go enjoy yourself. No forget to say woman they chop our recharge card woto. I don't tell una say this place na education center. As you sit down here with us from Monday to Friday, you go enjoy waiting they happen. Waiting they happen. Make you know miss them at all.
Okay, all right. All you need to know about this one is that
95.1 FM. Such a unique style.
All right, thank you for staying with us. Let's return to our conversation. I'll go straight to Dr. Ura Inama. You know where we are right now is still the issue of conflicting judgment and all of those things, and then the intervention of the president, right? Because Ajuri's statement was hugely celebrated by people on the Wike side. What did Ajuri say? Those expecting the president to take sides on this matter, they will be disappointed. The president would see that the tenets of the rule of law would apply. That's why I'm asking the question. So far, has it seemed that way, that it's allowed for the tenets of the rule of law to apply? And are there other roles that the president ideally should take?
First and foremost, I will answer the question the way you asked it before, whether Mr. President has a role to play or not. The answer is yes, he has a role to play. But whether he has played that role as it were, the answer is no. And I will explain.
What are the roles?
Mediation.
Not intervention.
Not intervention as in giving orders. What came out from that meeting was not a mediatory, that was not a mediated thing. A mediation presupposes that the parties give solution to a problem. You provide a platform for them, not you. In the first instance, the assembly members were not even in that meeting.
No, they were.
They were not. They didn't sign, none of them.
But Amewule was there.
Just giving you.
I have it on good authority that Amewule was there.
They didn't sign. Simply because parties to a dispute, they are supposed to drive the reconciliation, not their sponsors. Not their sponsors. So if I see the former governor's signature there, I say, what for?
You don't think he's a party to it?
He has not come up to tell us openly, even though we knew from all indications that he's the one who has put the fire. What other people see in the state as of today is simply governor, executive versus legislature. That's what people see. The legislature wants to impeach a governor. That's the story they told us ordinarily. But of course, we know where the handwriting was coming from. And so, if Mr. President had done proper mediation,
Amewule signed.
Okay. If
I'm looking at the document right now, he signed it.
Okay. If the president had done proper mediation, and to that extent, everybody's interest will have played out. And then the president was, in fact, he did even a funny thing in that meeting, why he said he wouldn't drive people that have come to his party. That was the beginning of the problem. If he actually wanted to solve the problem. People have done something that have breached the law. And at that time, that matter was in court. So if you want to give a political solution, which was what he did for me,
okay,
by using his position and the circumstance that the governor had a case then in court, Supreme Court, and the ordinary Nigerian, yes, and the ordinary Nigerian believes, and I've heard that said that when they tell me that he's the father, meaning,
are you suggesting the governor was cajoled?
Most probably. You heard what David Briggs said when they came back. A prominent figure at that meeting came back and told us stories. David Briggs told us clearly that there was no meeting, that a paper was written and then
passed over to
others to sign. That's what the president said. That's what David Briggs told us. So in other circumstances, you find that there is a serious position of cajoling, using position, and like I said, many average Nigerians had asked themselves a question. If the governor had done anything otherwise at that time, what would have been the outcome of the Supreme Court case against him at the time? Could that be a reason? Now, leaving all of that.
Okay.
Does the president really have a role? I said yes, he must do what? Mediation. But beyond that, the super role is that of the judiciary. Because when the fire comes, it will consume, including the judiciary. The first thing that will happen in a typical coup, for instance, why nobody's praying for it, is to say every system of government will die. And there will be no law. Except that's what the kind of thing judiciary is waiting for to happen. The judiciary must take positions and do explanations as quick as possible to allow things go on properly. Because the situation where we are put in this kind of confusion, as it were, was further created by the Mr. President.
So ideally, you're saying that the president should have played a mediatory
role.
Now, beyond the mediatory role, as the commander-in-chief, there are other things. For instance, the police, he commands the police. He could have insisted, I'm saying likely scenarios, on the judiciary to stand on what is right and do the right thing.
I just told you the two principal parties that should do something. And the president, yes, have a role, and the role, for me, is mediatory and political.
Okay.
For the judiciary, she is the one in this circumstance that should be able to resolve it without necessarily even reverting to Mr. President.
So that's why I'm also saying that if the president had put some kind of pressure on judiciary to say, do what you're supposed to do.
We've always said we run a constitutional democracy where the three arms are meant to be independent. So I wouldn't want to rope him in to put in that pressure.
If you don't want to rope him in to put in the pressure, why then are we assuming that he was going to remove Fubara from office using the Supreme Court?
I just told you, perhaps. I said from the ordinary man's thinking, and particularly more so where we have monarchized the position of the president in Nigeria. As of today, the position of the president in Nigeria and governors in Nigeria have become monarchical. So they give orders. So you find tyranny and those tendencies in all they do. So that's why they can give orders and all shrink. But constitutionally, they do not have such powers. They don't.
But the president still could, without usurping the powers of the judiciary, he still could have influenced them to say, in this matter in Rivers State, we need you to be fast.
I wouldn't want to suggest that. There are persons constitutionally, even within the judiciary, that has that duty. The chief judge of the country has that duty to the justice of the country has that duty to perform, because that's his team. The Attorney General has that power.
Yeah, the president can pass a note to them.
No, I wouldn't want to bring him in to doing that, because what that doesn't mean is interference.
But the AGF is under the president's
yes.
Isn't that correct?
Of course, you've gotten our argument severally. One of the reasons why we said that the office of the AGF should be separated is because we have always, and I give you this, I said in the public face, we believe that the presidents we have here are more of monarchies, and that whether you like it or not, to some extent, they will want to interfere. And that's why we shout to say, no, remove that office so they can do its specialized function
independently.
Yes, because its specialized function is to sit and ensure that the judiciary is not brought to opprobrium, as it were.
Okay. Five Face, same question. Should the president intervene? Are there roles that the president can play in intervening?
Yeah, basically there are roles that Mr. President can play, and I think he has also played a role. But to a very large extent, the role he has played so far was a kind of interventionist role. And I also believe that at the time, a lot of people asked him and were calling on him to intervene. But I think he would have gone beyond the interventionist role to play the mediatory role. Now, like we discussed in this studio when that document came out, it was an impository document. It was imposed on him. Then our governor, not being a politician but a technocrat who has not been in the political circle, he was to a very large extent coerced into signing that document, because he was surrounded by strange bedfellows at the point he signed that document. I don't think that all those who were seated with him at the point he was signing the document were those who would have been able to advise him. Who were the people? We have the former governor, the FCT minister there. We have Martin Amewule that was already fighting him and a lot of those issues. All those people were seated there. Who?
Former Attorney General.
Former Attorney General was also there. So putting all of these people together, it was like a loan at that point in time. And he signed the document. But having signed the document, right in this studio, I gave him a solution to how to extricate himself from that document. But he refused to take my advice and went and commenced the process of implementing the document, which he didn't implement to the later, and he's not trying to turn against the same document. I told him here at that time that if I were to be in his shoes at that point in time, I may have also been coerced into signing that document. But in law, there is the tendency that if you write a statement, you can tell a lawyer you are forced. You wrote the statement under duress. You can pull out of it. But the advice I gave him at that point in time is that having left Abuja with the document you have signed, call a meeting in this state, present the document. We had a meeting in Abuja. This is the document that was presented before me. At that point in time, I could not say no to this. Look into this document and see, as Rivers people that elected me, if we should implement it. Different meetings will be held at different senatorial level, and then we have a state meeting that have filtered the responses from the people, and that becomes the position that will be sent back to Mr. President that, oh, I actually signed this, but when I present to the people that elected me, they said I shouldn't implement this. He would have extricated himself from that situation at that time, but he didn't take that and commence the process of implementing, the document.
Yes.
And now he got to some point where it became choked. The document choked him. He could not continue. And one of it is that he refused to represent the budget to the State Assembly, which I don't also support. He does. But then for the fact that he has signed the document, he ought to have seen what he could do. But then the intervention role that Mr. President played, tried to a kind of, override some sections of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which is the ground norm. And that can't work.
Okay.
And those are angles I wanted him to come from, in being able to subject the document to the review of the Rivers people that elected him.
So those celebrating the statement by Ajuri Ngelale, are they celebrating in error?
Yeah, that Mr. President is neutral has nothing to...
Yes, that Mr. President will be neutral.
Will be neutral.
In this whole crisis.
Yeah, he cannot be neutral anymore because he's already started the process by bringing the 8-point agenda.
Adi Babari.
Yes. You see, the foundation of democracy is rule of law. That is where the law is supreme. As you are sitting here, even as a speaker of this house, you are aware that if you step beyond certain this thing, there will be a referee outside here that will give signal to the central referee. That's last man. And they will rule you out of point. Once it happened like that, like we have in Senate crime, so to say, you notice that people operate within limitation. Now look at it. The president has a role that he ought to play, but has said, I grew up in the village. Whoever is sent to any conflict cannot deny the dust of the encounter. Pray that your family does not ask you to represent it in the traditional wrestling. Even if sand enter your mouth, you will close your teeth to make sure that you deliver your family. Because the moment you are done, your family has gone into defeat. Now, can the president say that he is playing a neutral role? Nganali, this is not the first time he's saying this. So I know you have your position about Nganali. It's as tall as you are. But let's keep that aside. Now, if you look at the role the president played, like the case I told you about that young man, you say you listen to very carefully. At least he would have been called to question. But the entire security architecture of Nigeria is silent and dead. Nobody said anything. I mean, a sitting governor with immunity could be threatened to that level.
Maybe the governor did not petition too.
Oh, you need to petition.
Well,
I learned the Indian House Assembly don't want to go to UN. UN, you don't go to
so maybe somebody from his government would have called the commissioner of police to say, did you hear this? Are you people just sitting by and doing nothing about this?
I don't know about...
So, like you would always say, why are we crying more than the bereaved? If the governor did not see pertinent to do anything about it, he didn't think it was necessary for him to respond. Well, perhaps you understand that the threat had no value.
I think what we are seeing now is an indication that the governor, who was apparently silent, that even the former governor, his boss said that you should be aware of those who are quiet. Perhaps he's waking up now. Because I know that when buffaloes are united, even the lion take to his heel. So I pray that he should not go the other way, because the president can say something. His body language is another thing. If you tell your children in your house, know the person you favor most, no matter how intelligent you are.
That's true. By your action, they know. If you separate those children and ask them independent questions, they tell you, don't mind daddy. Is this person? It is this person that asks that. And the children will be so smart, they will corner things through that very one you love. And when it comes, they will go and share.
because they know that they will rise and fall together. So I think a role that the president is supposed to play in this circumstance, which he talk about law, he's not playing that role. Like he said,
that's upholding the law.
Yes, he's not. And when you're upholding the law, you're supposed to be neutral in this circumstance. It's not. Talk about those who defected. If we were talking in that direction, I'd say, okay, let's start to school maintain. Personally, as I'm speaking to you now, I now agree that the governor was wiser than me in one point. With what Wike said after the Supreme Court judgment, I can now say clearly, and I take responsibility for it, that most likely Fubara would have been removed from office if he did not sign that document. Okay. But that aside, my position was that having returned, because if you come face to face with lion, right? You know what Falcon does? If Falcon catches a prey and he confronts a human being in a tight corner, Falcon will throw that lizard at the human being. You will scamper for safety for it to escape. If not, once a lizard is caught by Falcon, it's difficult. It's going to the slaughter slab, so to say. So in that circumstance, I expected that having escaped from Abuja, because anything can happen to you, even in the air. Having landed here, my position was that he should have, just like Fanfi said, taken a position and said, look, I will not be able to do this. I represent Rivers people. This is this. Now let me point a dangerous angle to you. This is my own view, analysis of what is playing out. If the gladiators in Rivers, they don't know, they should wake up. There is an economic angle to all this game that is playing out. And they want to take the economic soul of Rivers State. They did it under Amechi until they moved British Council to Lagos. When you leave here to go to Lagos, you are boosting their own economy. As we are talking now, most of the possible investors that would have come to this place, they are deflecting to one side of this nation, and they are benefiting. Those who have insisted that Seaport Port Harcourt will not open, Calabar Port will not open, there is a game going on. And I am very sorry to say this. Majority of us here are victims of local circulation. There are things that are better experienced than explained.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
If, for those who are hanging within here, look at Attorney General. My head lie low. Where is the position of conflict of interest? I expected that the Attorney General should have listened to what the Attorney General said recently. That Fubara asked him to file an action to challenge the 8-point agenda. That means that we had an Attorney General that was representing Wike. Nothing more than that. And Wike has also said recently that nobody can remove the members of the House of Assembly who are loyal to him. That means we have an effective House of Assembly that somebody outside de facto is in charge.
Okay.
So how can things move on?
All right.
And that's where we are.
Okay.
But let me warn my Rivers people. If you people cannot read the handwriting on the wall, there is a game mode. And when they declare state of emergency, people will understand clearly. They will take over the entire forces, and then we'll pick the crumbs at the end of the day.
Let me go to the B part. I know too many wants to say something, but I'm pressed for time, so I have to look at the next issue. We can stay on this same matter for hours. But how many people you accept the apology of the former governor, the SCT minister? How many of us accept the apology of the former governor?
Fine Face, Dumnamene Fine Face, does not accept the apology of the former minister.
Why?
Look, I take responsibility in my life.
That's what he did now, by apologizing.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. If I have messed up on certain things, I stand by what I have done. Nobody knew Sim from anywhere. I am from the River Southeast Senatorial District, the same place Sim comes from. I never knew him until he brought him as governor. He brought him for us. We had no issue. The entire primary election and the internal political process, he manipulated everything to make him emerge as the flag bearer. We voted. He has given it to him, given him to us. We have taken him. So apology at this time does not solve any problem. I knew what is happening now was going to happen, but what I never knew was that it was going to come this early and this so soon. So there is no need for apology. All he needed to do is to give him the support to deliver that thing he saw in him before presenting him to us. So he needs to give him all the support that Sim needs to govern Rivers State. So then if he feels that there is an error he made somewhere, then by 2027 he can work towards the correction like he has said.
So you have not accepted his apology then?
No need. There is no need for. In my dictionary, I keep telling people. In my dictionary, I keep telling people, and I freely say it. I don't think apology exists. You sat down and did something, and you come to say apology. No, I don't really accept apology. So when I do not accept apology, and you know you shouldn't accept apology, do not also do things that will make you to go and apologize.
Okay, so how many more apologies will be there? Social media, I don't say trolls, but supporters on either side have been quite busy this weekend. And I saw this one from Etoye Bakanista. He said, I made a mistake in 2016 by supporting Senator Alimodi Sheriff as PDP National Chairman. I made another mistake in 2017 by supporting Prince Uche Secondus as PDP National Chairman. I made yet another mistake in 2021 by supporting Senator Iyorchia Ayu as PDP National Chairman. And most recently, I made a mistake in 2023 by supporting Sir Sim Fubara as my successor. I think the appropriate way to prevent my former governor from making further mistakes is to prevent him from making key political nominations. And somebody replied him, you forgot that he made a mistake in supporting Aminu Tambuwal for the PDP ticket in 2019. He should be put out of his misery. The people should decide their future and help Wike avoid further mistakes.
And there is no Sheriff Ahmadu mentioned there.
That's the first one now.
Okay.
That's the first one, 2016.
Okay.
Alimodi Sheriff, PDP National Chairman. Do you accept the apology of the Deputy Minister? Do you think he acknowledged that he made a mistake? He's a human being.
First of all, let me exonerate one of my friends seated there in the studio. He is not a politician. This apology is not for everybody. That should be established. Please allow me, a member of UN. You have to be careful. Now, the apology is not for everybody.
It's for who?
Thank you. First of all, to the members of the party, those of us that are foot soldiers who fought for Semilaye Fubara.
Okay.
Now let that be established. Secondly, also to the people that ought to have, because during the primaries we know what played out. I mean within the internal primaries. I'm a member. When I say a member, I mean when it comes to PDP, the life wire, the bloodstream, everything flows from my head to my toe. The first time I saw him as a trader, and secondly, something came to the dream. That was the first time something ministered to me that there was going to be these cakas we are seeing now. But you know, in politics, I told you here, loyalty is true. You can be loyal down to even when it is even wrong. You have to shut your mouth, because the only way you can get rank in politics is for you to be stupid and foolish. So PhD doesn't work in politics.
Is it possible that that's what you're doing now?
You have to be loyal.
No, is it possible that that's what you're doing now? You're not satisfied with what's happening in your camp, but you have to shut your mouth. Is it possible?
There is a wave of, there's a consciousness that is going on now in the party. We're having, it's like, we're having a new baptism. A baptism of ensuring that those that are moves, that have the character of the governor, and when it comes to, you see them in the party, they behave as if they are Holy Ghost, and then they are filled with, having this, you can appoint them as Sunday school teachers. We are being careful of them, we are being careful of them. We are being careful of them. Please put me off camera.
We are on camera already.
We are being.
Go on,
sir. Please, just tell me. Please. I don't like being on.
Can you go?
Please, sir.
No, even beyond that, you are live. So we are live.
What we are doing.
No, but that's a different thing. Barrister Dubaberi, if
what we are doing is
if it's in your frame, he doesn't want to be in your frame.
Exactly.
He has the right to say he doesn't want to be in your frame.
Okay. The reason is that.
He has the right to say he doesn't want to be in that frame. He does have that.
I don't want to be in the frame.
I don't take
pictures.
Please go on.
I don't even celebrate my birthday. So what I'm trying to say is that I don't celebrate birthday. You can't see me on camera.
Temple Chief, please go ahead.
So what I'm saying is that there was a deliberate, it was a conspiracy for them to have forwarded for Basim. If you look at his political, attitude, you will see that this has always been what he does when it comes to. So we are being careful. We are trying to select those that are sincere, that will not be part of moves in the party. And like I said, there is, we are trying to be sensitive in terms of knowing those that are too quiet. The reason is that when you have a child that doesn't talk, he becomes a time bomb. I'm even looking at among my cousins, those of them that doesn't talk, I've deleted their numbers on my phone. There is an attitude that is going on. We call it the same Fubara attitude, where you think you have, somebody, but the party as I speak to is in tatters, and we are being careful
Now, what I'm saying is that we have accepted the apologies that anybody can make mistake. Among the 12 disciples of Christ, we saw those that betrayed him. Even though they moved with him during the triumphant entry and all the rest, we saw those that betrayed him deliberately, even when he told them that they were going to betray him. On the day of handover, if you go and look at, just as one of the panelists was saying that he was watching one of the video clips, I have my own video clip. When they were doing handover, in fact, I regret going out that day. I had a malaria that day, but I had to go. I was looking at his forehead, the governor. He was not speaking. At a point, people were saying, can this man talk? I prayed for him to have something to say. Because at a point, we were standing in the gap. Other parties were throwing tantrums. Most of the expired politicians who are in this state, who could not win their polling unit, they were all saying, pointing at him, that he shouldn't be appointed. I'm a legacy member of the party. Up till now, we voted for him. And I think in the wisdom of the FCT minister, there was nobody at that point. The Kamalo came out. During the primary, Kamalo, ordinarily that Kamalo won that election. But because, loyalty is to the last. It's not 99%, it's 100%. We have to follow. And because the FCT minister was shepherding, what do? We have to. That was how we came up. And he said, this is the man. At that point, you can't do anything. If at that point, the man in charge said, look, this is the person, you have to follow. That is what politics entails. It does not matter. So saying he apologized, not only because of sin, there are a lot of wrongs, errors that have been committed as a result of him thinking that he has gotten an anointed people. And I think we accept his apology.
Okay, so I'd like to ask you, as one who's an ardent follower of the FCT minister, if you look at his political journey, there has been several mistakes. At this point, it was like, if it's not this person, it's not going to be another person. You give it a few weeks, there's a fallout with that person. He comes back again. No, if it's not this person, it's not going to be. I just read out that the reason I read it out was I could relate with it. From the Alimodu Sheriff reign to Uche Secondus, how, because of Uche Secondus, he fought with many chieftains of the party, including Bode George.
Can I come in?
No, I've not asked the question now. Okay. Including Bode George. Isn't it possible, or what if he makes another mistake, you will still follow him? Is that what you're saying? If he makes another mistake, because he's a human being, he has made several, he may make another one. It doesn't matter. If he makes another mistake, will you still follow him?
I don't know. Have you heard of DNA? Have you heard about the word DNA?
It depends on acronym. Are we talking about
in the medical term?
Of course, yes.
Thank you. The PDP is my DNA. Nelson Wike is also my DNA. Now I say this. That's happy. Just now, the reason is that some of us, there are people you follow as your role model. Not because, please, sir, not shy.
Go on.
This is what I like.
He may not,
because I will cause a lot. There will be a lot of hypertension today.
If it's
now, what I'm saying is that
he's a human being.
This is my DNA.
It's your DNA.
Yes.
So if he makes another mistake,
when you grow, your father will call you and say, "See, this man is a good man. Follow him."
Okay.
You see, what we are seeing is that in politics, the PDP people are shouting. Like you said, some of us are saying they don't know him. Somebody must anoint you. Somebody must bring you to the limelight.
Yeah, right.
Somebody must make you. What we are saying today, some people are shouting, I'm a lawyer, I'm like this. Somebody made you. In politics, somebody is making me. And I'm not ungrateful.
Okay.
There is an ungratefulness on the part of the government.
So if and
what I'm saying is that there is always consequences to whatever we do on earth.
Okay.
There's a record in heaven for those that are going to heaven. There is a record. And our works here on earth, we must be very careful. Those that are saying that the FCT minister is a devil, is a like this, is a like that.
You are deflecting.
Let us, no. We must understand the fact that in politics, there is a man you look up to.
Okay.
It's my DNA. And I think if he makes mistake, nobody is beyond mistake.
You will still follow him.
I will still follow him.
All right.
I will follow him.
Mr. Ndukwe.
Kelly, does my own matter? Of course, I'm not a politician.
Do you accept this?
I don't have a DNA.
Yes, I don't have a DNA of politics, so I do not accept anything apology in terms of the way things have gone in Rivers State. Because see, if you have a catalog of mistakes and it has become a pattern, that means, you see, the way Emmanuel Ndukwe is made, I don't know of another human. Anything at all you say, I will not believe you. If, for instance, you count first mistake, you count second mistake, you count third mistake, and it's not as if the time you made the mistake, you were not told, you were not warned, and you in fact ignored every human and presented whoever at that time. I vividly remember the Modu Sharif. People within the PDP establishment were kicking against it and saying, no, don't bring this man, you don't know this man, this and that, and he kick them all away. He and I think Fire Chief.
Yeah, Fire Chief.
Good. See, one thing is that if I go to Dr. Iroyenema and then he has raised something, I said, Doc, see, look at the pitfalls of this. Let us not go this way, you have said. I will humbly talk to him in a way he should know that I'm also a human, and repulse me completely, I will go. Because me, I don't believe in all these quarrelsomeness and all that. I will go. But once it backfires, a second one comes. He does that way. Because in the first one, I can give a space for another one. If that thing happens, Kelly, 3 times, no. Anything at all Dr. Iroyenema tells me on this earth, I will not listen. I will tell him, no, don't forget it. If he comes out with goodness, take it. If he comes with badness, take it. Don't come to me. And that's the way. So I don't accept any apology at all.
Politics is a different school.
Doctor?
No, it may be.
Let me give three issues. Let me get out 3 issues from you. This.
It's a different school.
First is the fact that politicians have defined the word loyalty as including being stupid.
Within a decent contest. Let me not be defeated.
Allow
him now. Please, sir. No, allow me.
Allow him.
You cannot shake my head in my absence now. Are you not a lawyer?
But why do you feel he's referring to you? Why do you feel he's referring to you? No. You see, this is the same thing. No. Chimene, please hold on. Please hold on. When you talked about somebody, you said no. When you were talking about somebody, you said no.
And then I chose your style.
And he's a politician.
Please go on. You just did the same thing. I tried to hold you. You refuse. Doctor, please go on.
Well, that's whatever I said. You see, that's what the claim loyalty is supposed to be. For me, loyalty is guarding your principle, not to fall into a pit. If your principle, your real principle, if it's actually your principle,
not when you don't have.
Your real principle falls into a pit, you are likely yourself to fall into a pit.
Doctor.
Now,
Doctor.
Whether I accept...
Doctor, you mean like yes or wicked supporters?
I don't know.
Can guide him?
Yes. That's if they are loyal to him.
Yes or wicked supporters?
If they are loyal to him, they should.
The yes or wicked that you know?
No, they should. No. If they don't have the capacity, then they should not follow him.
Okay.
It's a very simple thing. For me to be loyal to you means that I'm giving even my own tomorrow to you. That's the meaning.
You're trusting.
I'm trusting you.
With my tomorrow.
With my tomorrow. So I won't let you lead me astray. I should guide you. So I go back. So this thing where we go, that John will go, that place too far. See the real road. If I did the first time, I did the second time, I did the third time, you're not agreeing, I will leave you. I will stop following you. I won't be stupid. Now back to where we are.
So those that are still following him,
they have their name.
Sheepishly.
You can say the rest.
They have that name.
You can say the rest.
And I'm not the one to say it now.
So
you're saying that they have that name.
I just told you, if somebody follows the principle continuously without being able to guide the person, and the person refuses to leave, the person has a problem.
Okay, a problem.
Yeah, the person has a problem.
Okay, the person has a problem.
So now back to whether an apology.
Why should I say laugh? I don't understand why. No,
an apology.
You're not joining the party.
Please. An apology. An apology will only make sense if the error is not consistent. An apology makes sense if the error is not consistent. If you continually do the same thing
then it's part of your DNA to proffer bad decisions. Take bad decisions. That's the meaning. If you agree that it's a bad decision, then it shows clearly that your DNA is bad decision making. So followers need to be careful. Trust me on decisions. You reeled out about 5 scenarios, very important scenarios. And out of all of them, at the end of the day, you come back to tell us you're sorry. You made a mistake. What do you take us for? Zombies? You can't make a bad decision not once, not twice, not thrice, not... I mean, something is wrong. If you claim it's a wrong decision. For me, to show that you're actually sorry is to go to your closet and stop talking. If you've actually reached that stage of repeated errors, get into your closet and stop talking. Stop doing anything around decision making that will affect the lives of people. Because it has shown beyond reasonable that your DNA is failure. Wrong decision making. That's what it is.
How about wrong decision making than failure? How about wrong decision? I know you're looking at the outcome of that wrong decision.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Because you see, to admit means you failed. If you say decision is bad, well, you have a purpose.
But he's had some successful decisions.
No, I don't know. I just told you. The ones you claim as successes, he didn't come to apologize.
No.
I'm showing you the itinerary of apologies, the list of apologies, and then looking at the fact that they are consistent. In fact, you even went about it almost the same way. Of if it is not, you die. Nobody else can think. Wow. Your thinking is the only right one. That's the level of effort you put in those decisions. We knew what happened during the Tambuwa's period. The party would have gone to hell at that time. Conventions were moved for the first time to Port Harcourt.
To please him.
To please, yes. And at the end of the day, you came back to tell us it was a bad decision. Our brother, our man, Secondus. We knew the things that happened.
You moved whoever.
You did all the things you did. They got judgments that were flying in heaven and earth. And you come back to tell us it was error.
Was it all a game?
You can...
Maybe it was all a game. Maybe it was all planned.
Your apology too could just be a game. So why come to tell us that kind of game? Don't come and play game with us again.
I think your time.
We should allow you to come and make another mistake again.
Maybe it's a game he's playing.
No, that's what I'm saying. The game should end there.
But if you've noticed for all of those things, he seemed to have an edge.
Yeah, because
Ali Modu Sharif.
Because he has grown a caliphate of zombies.
No.
He has grown.
No.
See, when you tell a lie repeatedly, it wears the face of truth.
No, Doctor, what you see as a lie,
yes,
right? Could it be a game? That he understands. He understands how to play the most, and is benefiting the most from.
I will.
Could it be a game?
I will say yes and no, and I'll tell you why. The yes first. In the scenario, we can find out where the things are happening now, so it's a good game for him.
Okay.
All of it. Take a Modu Sharif. That period, he wanted to get a good chunk of the party, and he got it. Secondus. He was vying for a position, so he got it. Except all of them, he got.
Well, Ayu was quite messy.
At the end.
Yeah, Ayu was really messy.
At the end. But again, Ayu gave him
the platform.
The platform he's having now.
Which is enjoying from.
Which is enjoying now, that he could make a PDP, APC. It's true that Ayu's thing that he managed to get that.
That disagreement.
So, all of that, to a large extent, yes, I agree with you.
It could be a game.
It could be a game. But that game should be played and kept with the apology to himself. That's my concern as a person. I won't take that apology.
We have accepted.
It makes, of course, people that follow him can afford to accept it. But for we, the ordinary Rivers people, he didn't say that in the political, in the party secretariat.
It's not favorable.
He spoke to Rivers people on air.
He actually did speak to Rivers people.
He spoke to Rivers people to say he was sorry.
Yeah.
And as a Rivers person, I'm saying that apology is of no sense. Because I've looked at you and your decisions over time, and I found that you had posited perhaps as been a game for just your benefit, and not for Rivers people in any way.
But you politicians say politics is about interest.
Interest.
So what
interest, there are two interests. There's a personal interest, and there's what they call people's interest.
But we know what it is in Nigeria.
No. I won't take the Nigerian style. If it were good, Nigeria will be better.
But in Nigeria, it's always a personal interest.
If it is, that's what I'm saying. I won't take the Nigerian style to define what interest should be in politics.
Okay.
Because if I do that, then I'm supporting why the system should be as bad as it is. So interest should be seen more from the context of the people. If you serve the people's interest, yes, that's what politics will be. But not the personal interest in. So as long as it is personal, the apology too should remain personal and not to be told to us, because the likes of me will never accept such an apology.
Okay. Chimene, no.
You gave people twice.
You have.
I'm just looking for. You gave them twice, and they went through the.
Okay, yes, that's true. Please go on, sir. Adu Babari.
Yes.
Do you accept this apology?
That apology I'm even extending it to my children is roundly rejected. And let me say this very clearly. It's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. You know, a lie does not become the truth. Wrong does not become right. And evil does not become good just because it is accepted by majority. Like Booker T. Washington. Let's be very honest about where we are and where we're going in this state. It was Edmund Burke who said, all that is required for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing.
Keep quiet.
Just keep quiet. If this is the character, I'm 52 years old. In my flights in the global space of life, if at this point I can't find the trajectory of my bearing in life, then something is fundamentally wrong, Kelly. It is said in my place that when sacrifice is made and vulture does not show up, know that something is wrong in the spiritual. If this is the kind of character that is all before us, that people say is their DNA, they will rise and fall and die with it. Oh my God. May that day never come for me. And see, insofar as this is the direction, this is more reason why Nigerians, we must be able to rise up. Nigeria has globally recognized comparative economic advantage in the production of crude oil. But few criminal minds have decided and said Nigeria must never refine her crude locally for the benefit of all Nigerians. That is the foundation of the present economic holocaust we have. It's few men that determines it. So when few individuals whose minds are wrong take the reign of power and decide the future of the people, we will continue in this pathway that we are heading. And I say to Nigerians, until we wake up and tell ourselves enough is enough, I am telling you, there's enough food in Nigeria. We can refine it and we have all the benefit here, and this economic holocaust will die. The petroleum minister is the president. So if we Nigerians say, sir, give us the proper direction, or we'll take our destiny into our hand, that day change will come. But as far as I'm concerned, if this is what I am very happy, my professional colleague is on my right hand today. He's sitting on my right in this studio.
That's where I am.
Right?
I'm always sitting on the right.
And I am saying to us who are here and those who are outside here that we are representing, that if, thank God for the exposition and the state of mind, it is the mind the political class have, that they carry, that they will subject us, because it means that there is nothing like the will of Rivers people. It has been hijacked by few individuals.
All right.
And it's time for us to take it back.
Kelly, 5 minutes.
Thank you.
2 seconds. 1, 2.
Kelly.
It starts now. 1, 2.
Thank God I'm a lawyer, and I think the Constitution permits all of us, by the virtue of the fundamental rights as enshrined. When you read 33 down to 45, 46, you see the fundamental rights. And I think it's also my right to choose whoever I want to. That is my franchise. I have the adult suffrage and suffrage to be voted and to vote whoever I chooses to. Now, there is a choice that people are making. I'm happy. And I will repeat it anywhere. Wike is my DNA. And that is the party I belong to. Tomorrow I may change, but for now, I don't think, we must understand that
we have the right to belong to a political party as citizens. Sir,
you actually cannot change your DNA. But you actually cannot change your DNA.
You don't understand what I'm saying. For now,
unless you were being metaphorical. Unless you were being metaphorical.
That is we must understand. No, I say politically. That's my
the way you are insisting. The way you are insisting, doctor is absolutely correct. You cannot change the DNA.
We must understand the fact that metaphorically.
Now it's metaphorical.
No, you agree. Contest within the context I used it.
That is what he uses to intimidate me and won't let me talk. I'm violating my fundamental human rights.
That's what you've been doing to him. You is watching. You is watching. So you have been violating his fundamental human rights.
So be very forthright. I have fortitude for whatever aspersions that is being casted against Wike. I say this because some of us are seated here freely today. It's as a result of the atmosphere of leadership that was enshrined by the former FCT governor here in Rivers State. Now, please, I said in terms of insecurity, we saw what happened. We saw a lot of things that this same man did. I'm happy he's replicating it in Abuja. For those that are not seeing, that may not want to see, you see, one thing is that those that are claiming to be justiciable, justice is in their heart, give them the opportunity. They will do the worst.
All right.
I am happy that the kind of God that is leading Wike is not a weak God that goes to market every time. He keeps succeeding. Come look at what is going on. Okay. If only curses, insults would have been, or we are to kill Wike, he would have died long ago. But because we are still in the platform of who even knows what is justice?
All right.
It is God.
Okay, now
people are coming here to give a lot of adages, even those that are those adages that are not in existence. But I know that God that is guiding us will continue to guide us.
Now you have started. You have said those that are coming here to give adages. Come on now.
That is it. No, I'm saying the truth.
I want us to move on from let's move on from politics. I like how Dr. Hero Anema will just give you one tackle.
No. You know, my ears are long.
He'll give you one tackle.
There are things I don't listen to. You know where
you listen to him.
You know what is going on?
You listen to him.
When a man is succeeding, you know what Mandela said? He said success has a lot of
I want to take us to another subject before we open the phone.
We are leading.
This subject is actually important.
Thank you.
But we're pressed for time. So maybe we'll begin the conversation and I may just extend it to tomorrow with panelists. It's a statement by Donye Jerry. It's opinion poll. I've been thinking, should I just leave it out for today or take it to the end? But I want us to talk about it.
I think they should bring better issues.
Niger Delta will be better if allowed to use its resources for development. He's pretty much talking about resource control. He's talking about resource control, but I have two eyes. One eye is on the governors of the Niger Delta states. Even the resources that they have seen, have they made the most of it in the interest of their people? That's what I am looking at it from. He was speaking in Texas, Houston, Texas. Let me see if I can read some of the quotes. The Niger Delta is an area that should be better than it is if we're allowed to use our resources for our development, right? He says, since I arrived this country, what crossed my mind has been how Bielsa would have been if we practiced true federalism, whereby we get 100% of our revenue from oil and gas and not 13% as it is today. He went on to insist, he says, every month end, you cannot take away the resources in my state and the internally generated revenue that would have accrued to us and expropriate it in the name of Federation Account Allocation Committee, FAC. Every month, the 36 states in the country will gather in Abuja to share resources accruing from my state, and they will still come back to insult us that our state is insolvent. I have never seen anywhere in the world where the essence of the FAC is to share revenue only from oil and gas. What about the revenue from other mineral resources like gold? Why are they not also shared? This is the naked truth. This is the second part that I look at. While I want to look at the governors, I want to look at the seeming injustice. Because there are minerals in other parts of this country that they don't take the proceeds, bring it to the center for everybody to share and benefit from. So this statement, what I asked on social media is pretty much simple. The governors on their own, even with what they get, have they made the most of the resources available? Or we do this, it's just going to make wealthier and more powerful governors? Should we look at that part and throw away the real argument that resource control may be necessary for us if we have a future collectively? Mr. Ndukwe.
Kelly, this issue had been an old one, issue of resource control. And I particularly have indeed supported resource control. Absolutely. I'm telling you my mind. The issue is, when you look at Abuja, I have said this severally here. Now look at how developed it is and all that. Then you look at this Bayelsa, this man, there is their governor. And look at the hinterland in River State. Go to Akwa Ibom in some areas and see what is going on there. Kelly, you will just be weeping. You just be weeping. You will be thinking whether humans are not living there. But all these, the IOCs and authorities of Nigerian government will not even care. They are the ones enjoying the whole thing, living in affluence, while where the whole thing is coming is degraded. So Doedere is correct. 100%. This one is bigger than the loyalty factor politicians are talking about. It's more than 100% correct. However, there are snags, even though he's correct, because the governors themselves have shown over time that they are not worthy even to make this kind of comment, even though it's correct, because the little that they've agreed, and they're giving them the 13%. The oil-bearing areas in the Niger Delta, how are they? Do they spend this money for them? In other words, the people that the allocation is made to, are they utilizing that amount for them? If the governors were doing that, there's an adage in my place that instead of your cow to run away completely from you, you cut off the tail. At least put it in the house. And that big cow I had, look at the relic. That is it. So the governors themselves have not shown me particularly that they are willing to serve the interest of their people.
Okay.
And so outsiders or poachers could always come in and invade them economically and then take everything.
So which is the bigger problem? If we get resource control,
yes,
it still won't change the attitude of the governors.
No, you see, it can change because at that time people will rise up. If they will, they rise up and tell the governors, this is about us. This is about us.
Okay.
You cannot just be shortchanging us the way you've been doing all along.
Doctor, you're right now.
First, I'm an advocate of resource control. I support resource control, but I have so many questions around resource control. The first question is, who is controlling, or who will be controlling the resources? I've raised fundamentally the question of the state being the federating unit, and I say it without fear of favor. I don't owe anybody an apology. The states that appear in Nigeria today are not in any way federating units. I come from a place that was a country before Nigeria became a country. We had external agreements signed with the British government long before Nigeria became a country. We were autonomous, we were on our own before the fusion of Nigeria as it is. And the question is, when you now want to control resource, where do you place me? The state as they are today gives a situation where the state governor may come from anywhere. And because the entire resources are put in his hand, he turns the resources to his private thing or for his own people's thing. Is that resource control? To what benefit will that be in the long run? To address resource control, there are things we need to address.
Like?
I've just told you which are the constituent units, the real constituent units of the country. We must address it. Where does this resource come from? Instead of lumping it at the states or an LG, where does it come from? We need to address their portions. The Petroleum
Industrial
Act attempted something. Of course, you saw the amount of confusion that it created even on its own. Nigerians are not honest. We want to sit down and address those things. A few states like Delta and so created what they call oil producing areas.
The Sopadek.
Yeah, the Sopadek and Ondo too also have that kind of thing. Even there go, nothing is really happening.
Somebody's means of survival.
That's all. That's all. It's like the issue of state creation in Nigeria. The essence ordinarily is that when states are created, development will grow. But between you and I, it's only a new cartel from those that have been living here that only is established. Bison was created from River State. Those that could not steal while they were in River State had an opportunity of becoming stealing banks. When they were in River State, they couldn't have been even councillors. But they gave them opportunity and they became stealing banks. Same thing has happened elsewhere. So you need to ask yourself, why did we even ask for state creation in the first instance? The same could happen to resource control. In the context, he's asking for it. I am a resource control advocate, but I want certain elements to be defined.
Because you can't trust.
Because I can't trust the governors as they appear today.
It's true. Adubabari.
Yes. It's quite sad. I agree with Doc. Substantially. There was something I was discussing with him outside here. I'm sure he's very versed in that direction. Do you know that the enterprising youth of the oil producing areas who have been forced by economic forces into parallel refining, they are being killed by tax forces? The one that cannot be killed by tax forces set up by government deliberately, they are using instrument of law to jail them. The petroleum minister of this country knows that if he collaborated with this youth, which is the legitimate thing expected, and the motor refinery owners, Nigeria will not experience this holocaust that we are in now. The price of refined product will crash the entire economy and everybody will enjoy. There is a deliberate, I will call it wickedness on the part of our emerging leaders. Let me zero on the oil producing areas. What stopped these leaders taking up the case in their environment by telling government that this is the solution to the problem? Let's collaborate with this our youth. Why are you killing our youth? Why your own youth are intact? And they are manning their own resources without giving account to anybody. Just like we talk about the issue of FAC. Is that the year of gold contribution? There's nothing. It's only oil and gas. How much are we buying a kg of gas now? It's unthinkable. Why we have gas in Ebema here? So they are the problem. Okay, let me zero. It is on record that the budget, that is the money that was put forth for budget for the past 8 years in River State, if you combine the entire eastern state together, did not match only that of River State. What are the things on ground to be shown for? We saw all the errors we are just discussing, where the money were just being wasted. For the 8 years, no human capacity development of the youth, which is the future of the people. Nothing.
Okay.
So it kind of drives these people. Because I agree. We are not running federalism. There's no rule of law. We are not running federalism. So what are we doing here?
All right.
Do you see it?
Okay.
So my position is very, very clear. In as much as I will support that, we need leadership. What we have presently, as far as I'm concerned, it's not leadership. You have charlatans who use force of arm. You know, I used to say this boxing. Boxing is a way that the Western world has tamed their own thugs. Those who have the Akpobi, they can give you one hit and you will not wake up to your senses, proper senses.
Too many of them can beat them.
Anyway, well, then let's not descend to that. Let me focus on the issue. Now, you don't see the situation that we have on the ground. Until we have right leadership. Once we have right leadership, the money, look at what is happening at our backyard here.
Okay.
There is something that I call creative revolution that I've started. And I hope that Diri and the rest of them should be able to catch it. Have you heard Oti talk about Federal Road? He's dead. He's not interested. He has known that. You see this fire that happened on LMA Aziz of East-West Road? I entered University of Calabar in 1991-92. When I entered there, far back as then, I was 20 years old. I heard about Odukpani Itu, road crisis. It is worse now. This 2024. I'm 52 years old.
The road is dead.
The road is dead. And that's the gateway to Calabar Port. So I have come to the conclusion that this Civil War of 1967, federal government is still fighting it. Now, these people in the East now have realized that this is the game, and they have now resorted to creative revolution. Go to Abia State and see what Oti is doing. He went overseas and saw his people and told them that, give me only this year. At the end of this year, I will come back. I will tell you people that there's an enabling environment. You people should come down. Right. Until we have that kind of leadership, and I'm calling on our leader, our people here, whether by hook or crook, if they are in authority, they should look in the direction of creative revolution. That is the way forward.
In 1996, Bayelsa State was created. I think under Abacha. Yeah. And the first governor was DSP Alamesia, and who came up and acted his drama. You see, ordinarily I would have loved to rub my mouth some olive oil before I talk about the Edili. I look at him as, he's an unserious person. There is uranium. Bayelsa is one of the, if you check your phone, Bayelsa is one of the largest producers of oil in Niger Delta and gas deposit. In fact, the worst of it is that there is uranium in Bayelsa. What is it? Look at where he's coming from. The question is that, what have you been able to do as a governor? And today, where they call Ambazonia, from Cameroon, all those in Ambazonia, why you see the Emmanuel Macron trying not to ensure that they die in Cameroon, and Paul Biya is allowing them to, is as a result of uranium. What's the function of uranium? Uranium is used to do isotopes, and those are things that you can use to produce drugs. And commercial chemical reaction like to react, what they call it, nuclear weapons.
Energy.
And all the rest. Let's look
at the good side now.
Now, yes,
you can use nuclear energy for power generation.
What they are doing today, as a result of in Senegal, Mali, all those francophone countries, is that there is uranium. France cannot leave them. Bayelsa has it in large quantity. What has Doediri? What has it been able to do with it? Even though it falls under Section 251, I think under the federal government, but the state government can as well attract investors. It's each time they travel like this. Please allow. I know you're an expert. When it comes to this thing, let me. You may want to raise a defense for him, but let me allow me to. Yes. You see, when you begin to, my mother will say, each time you point at somebody with one finger, the other ones will be pointing at you. If you have uranium, is it that these people don't know the significance, or they can't trade with it? In most areas, there are some states in the north that are mining goods, and I'm sure you are aware, Kelly. You do more of investigative journalism. That's why sometimes I allow you. But when you descend, I know you want to take interest. What has Doyediri been able to do? For how many years? I don't know. I heard about Bayelsa, Abia State. I passed there, it's not been long. People are suffering. There is a scam that is going on. Is it that OT? I don't want to believe.
And the rest of them in our oil and gas industry around us here. With the claim that we do not have the technical know-how. The Odiri is talking about wanting to manage his resource, which is a good dream ordinarily.
100%.
100%. How does he want to manage it with people that do not know how to bring out the oil? Which training has he started creating with that vision? Oh, it's when the communists come that then
he wants the money.
He doesn't want to work the money.
He wants the money.
He has a university. To what extent are they developing skills and we are the only, Africa is the only place where we have the resources. We don't care about how to know. We get people from outside who don't have the resources. Medical engineers, they come from countries that do not have oil. But they are the ones who come here and be the good drillers, yet who have resources.
Let me take the views of
we must be able to solve that small problem.
Yes, resource control. No Niger Delta man is operating in a vacuum. It's something that our forebearers have been on. Even the politicians, when they pretend to be running politics and not wanting to join the struggle for the emancipation of the Niger Delta, a lot of us ask some questions. But I'm happy that certain members of the political class are now looking at what the activists have been talking about. And I believe that if they were adding their voices to what we've been demanding and asking for, it may have been easily achieved than where we currently are. Like I was mentioning in the other discussion, Martin Amewule is not talking about writing to the UN. That is activism. He's coming into the fold, and we can admit him if he's really willing to come into the fold of activism. Now you have, the governor of Bayelsa State talking about resource control. This is what activists have been pushing for. So I think it's not out of place to demand for resource control, and it's something we need to really push for, because what unites Nigeria is the oil in the south, in the Niger Delta. Without that, Nigeria would have divided since. And in order to push, since there is agitation from everywhere, from the southeast, from the south, Niger Delta Republic and what have you, the other parts of Nigeria that depends on the oil from here are now already beginning to prepare for the future should anything happen. That is why you have a good percentage of the resources of the NNPCL now being set aside for the prospecting of oil in the frontier basin. And Nasarawa said they also have oil. And I remember in November 2022 or thereabouts, we were hosted in Niger State, the National Council on Hydrocarbons, believing that Niger is also like getting oil. So they are beginning to look into the development of what they have on their land, so that should anything happen tomorrow. But as it is today, like it said that basically they always sit every 30 days and look at the sharing of oil resources from that is what we have, and that is what has been, and that is the complaint. The worst part of the sharing of the money that's accrued from oil every 30 days is the fact that they also share the sin tax, which is the VAT on alcohol that they don't drink. We drink it here, and we send tax to the center, and they share to those who don't take alcohol. All of this work into this system. So I think if he's pushing for that, he should put in place mechanism, maybe a committee. I don't really believe in committee because it's too regular. I keep talking about council. Should put in place a council that will look at working with various stakeholders within the Niger Delta to demand for resource control to happen. And that boils down to the fact that for that to happen, a percentage of the 13% derivation it takes every 30 months must be set aside to help that council to really be able to do its work. Beyond that, we should also be able to use the money, invest the money to also make things better for communities that are suffering the impact of oil production in Bayelsa State. I know we have this about, is it $20 billion project following the environmental assessment report of Bayelsa State that we can also look into and begin to see how to address all of this. And it is because of the impact of oil exploration that we have in the Niger Delta that we are really talking about the need for us to have this divestment process addressed in such a way that the liability will be addressed before we begin to talk about asset divestment.
All right. Let's open the phone lines now so we can take your reactions. We'll equally read messages from you. Too many was causing problem in the studio. What is it, sir? What is the problem? Hey, we want peace. Please. I don't understand. But I didn't plug in your own now. 0817-0000951, 0810-951-0951. Again, 0817-0000951, 0810-951-0951. All right, those are the numbers. Phone lines are open. Let's make it quick. 60 seconds. Today 95.1. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Please go on. Good morning. We can hear you.
Yeah, my name is I'm calling from River County. Yeah, I think apology made by the governor of the state of
Susie, the line is not very clear.
It's not clear. Can you hear me now?
Better, yeah.
Okay, so that apology is not actually meant for everybody. Hence, also that the sociology of apology is not born out of because even the authorities' resolution, apology is one key area because it tends to heal even the hurt and the certain relationship at a time. So for anybody to say that you do not accept apology and it's not your thing, for me, it's actually a fallacy of false dilemma.
Okay.
Because the world is made out of conflict and all of that. And apology is one key thing that anybody must take to have And what the former governor has done has followed to strengthen the whole system to make sure that he does not have any ill feeling about anybody whatsoever. So whether you take it or not, issue is that me have accepted the apology.
It's all right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Today 95.1, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
Frank, please go on.
Yeah, I think everybody in the studio.
Great you
let me react on the comments that my former governor telling the 25 kilometers that nobody can move them or sack them. I stand with him because these kilometers, they elected our governor.
Okay.
And I wish everybody know the constitution. Since of the constitution that the constitution if you decide to another party, you will lose their seat. The constitution also say if there is practice, that is cross. That constitution should also put that one. And they should allow courts to decide that particular side. That is the only thing I want to tell them. The issue of submitting nominating commissioner. My local government, we don't have commissioner, we don't have anyone, and I have not been hearing anything from my local government. Please,
all right.
Let the governor do so to remember my local government. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Frank, for reaching out. Take a few more reactions before we read messages, or just start reading messages alongside. Today 95.1, good morning.
Yeah, Mr. Shelley, good morning.
Morning to you, sir. Please go on.
How are you doing today? Okay, man, good morning.
Please go on.
See, Kelly, Nigeria would never be developed.
You didn't tell us your name.
Should never. Okay, I'm Mr. Frank. Sorry, Mr. Frank. Nigeria would never be developed in the sense that the Western world has held our leaders very tight. Because the leaders that we have today, they don't have clean background. So you see them running to France, you see them running to England, signing an agreement. The country has been sold out. Kelly, believe me, this country needs God. We need God. Our leaders have sold us out. Refinery would never work. This refinery, write it down today. It would never work. Write it down. It would never work.
Okay.
One man had tried to turn the table, but they have told him to calm down. It will never work. Things will never be better in the country because the leaders have sold the country out because they wanted to become president by all costs.
All right, thank you.
So they sold the country.
All right, thank you. We can't. We won't allow you to go beyond your actual time. Okay. I see loads of messages on Facebook. Real talk. I'll just take calls. Yeah. Victor Godwin puts it this way: when he intervened, people said he took sides. So anything he wants to do now, people will still talk. So let the president do what he wants through proximity, but I know he would always support someone that will deliver him, not baby politicians. Today 95.1. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Mr. Odo. I'm calling for Rumukurisi. My is just question. I want to ask, the FCC minister is in PDP, and the 27 House of Assembly members that don't know, are APC members, and it's not an anti-party activity. Then two, the way he got in, the way somebody got in 2015 when the chairman was the governor and the chairman succeeded him. So I see that that is apology is for himself, not for the whole state, because we are enjoying state government. Take a look at what is happening in civil service area. People are getting their pension on time. Things are moving in the state. So I don't think that his apology is for the state. It's for for himself.
All right. Thank you so much for reaching out. Sarekara G. Christian says, God works in mysterious way. The mistake made has been turned into good for Rivers people, civil servants inclusive, who were strangulated for 8 years and now they are breathing sweet oxygen. Their plan to remove the finger of God in what we're enjoying right now in Rivers State, no matter how many they are, will not see the light of day by the grace of God. Okay. Okowa Charles, all I can say is that citizens of Rivers State don't care about who takes sides or not. It's part of our political ideology to hail and praise those who in the past have crumbled the state to its knees once they show solidarity. I guess you repeated that unintentionally. Politics is all about who can win elections, not on the basis of who's wrong or not. And that will determine where the presidency support will lie. Nigerian politics for you. Emmanuel Braid puts it this way: Wike is just disappointed that SIM has refused him to dictate what happens in the state. Wike's greed for power is too much. The presidential 8-point resolution was totally biased, as it only favors Wike. Today 95.1. Good morning.
Kelly Moment, good morning.
Hi, Gift. Welcome. Please go on.
Thank you. Kelly, I want to disappoint all haters of Wike. If you know you are a hater of Wike all over Nigeria and all over the world, you'll be disappointed because there is a special grace that is following this man. Each time you think you want to bring him down, that is when God, one way or the other, has always lifted him up. I am not one of those psychophants, and I pray those ones perfect on earth that is judging Wike. Court judgment. Let me tell any man who cares to listen, I'm not a fool. There's a judgment in the court of Justice Omotosho. I have said it over and over. Everything starts and ends with it. The illegality perpetrated by the governor of Rivers State, it will dawn on everybody.
All right.
And no seats will be lost. Shame to anybody who think you are too smart and you are talking about Wike.
Thank you so much for reaching out. Thank you. Efrebo Opakete says Wike doesn't commit any offense, nor did he make any mistake. He gave Rivers people the right person, and we thank him for that. Kenneth Ibiayima puts it this way: Rivers people have started taking records of the number of mistakes Wike has made and the amount of apology he will give us before and after 2027. FCT minister should also know he did not make a mistake. Rather, the Almighty God showed him he's not man by choosing Wike to expose how governance has been ridiculed in the past 8 years in our state. Wow. Amazing Emmanuel puts it this way: the major person that will benefit from the SIM Wike crisis is Rivers State. In Rivers State is Tinubu. See why? Tinubu is fully aware of the crisis in the state and wants it to continue. Here are why I draw these conclusions. If it's an epistle, I'm sorry, I won't be able. My goodness, wow. This is the whole show now. Today 95.1. Good morning.
Hello, Gemini. Good morning.
Tony, welcome. Please go on.
Yeah, Tony also. Yeah, Gemini, you see, what is really happening in the state now? The political imbroglio. I don't really understand. And this question has been coming with certain simplicity. What has the governor done? We don't know. How do we judge this case? I think because some people are beginning to ask, what is the problem? What is the gain of it? What is the basis of the problem? Potential issue. We keep on saying, no, the government don't know how. How is it not lawyer? That is the problem. That's what I don't understand. That's what I want to ask. Who is going to court? What is the problem?
Okay.
We don't know. Now, if I take that, I don't want to know. Now, I did not say something. Then I was discussing with my younger brother that I said there's economic answer to this crisis. These people are taking everything to Lagos. Everything is going to Lagos. Lagos is not supposed to go into better than River State. But look at Lagos State. Just a 5 minutes than River State. How can it be?
All right, Tony, that's the time.
We are the last and everything. But okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Kubeji Abe says, President will not take sides. That's the biggest lie of our time. Tinubu has always taken sides in all his life. Tinubu has been using Magnus Abe to destroy Rivers APC for long. Now he's using Wike for his own personal gains. Why is everyone even talking about Tinubu as if everybody's life is in his hands? Tinubu can't impeach Fubara. Utibe Umar says, former Governor Wike said he made mistake with Fubara. To me, there's nothing like a mistake there. But Wike wanted to play politics of Lagos here in Rivers State, but forgot that Rivers State has multiple ethnic groups and languages, which all of them will want to defend their ethnicity politically. That is why I love Senate President Godswill Akpabio's style of playing politics. He brought former Governor Gabriel Udom into power as a governor of Akwa Ibom State and gave him free hand to govern the people of Akwa Ibom State. He, Akpabio, later defected to the APC to pursue his political ambition. Now Akwa Ibom State is one of the peaceful states in Nigeria. Moreover, the current governor, His Excellency Umoino, is in PDP, and Akpabio and the Senate President, is in APC, but both are like 5 and 6 in football. Let me read a final one from here. and then we'll just move on. The messages are just so many, we won't be able to take, but ordinarily, we won't be able to take all of them. It's not possible. Victor Udukanat puts it this way: we already know where he has pitched his tent, that is President Tinubu. The president should know that the hunger and poverty crisis he has pushed this country into is far worse than the money-sharing crisis in Rivers State. But still, let the presidency mind their duty over there. Rivers State has elders and statesmen that could settle their internal crisis. The peace agreement is the number one presidency taking side. The agreement is wrong and illegal. Okay, by the way, phone lines are still open. We're not done taking calls, so let's do this one. Today 95.1. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Welcome, sir. Please go on.
Yes. Special greetings to Oga Ima. Good morning, Oga Ima. And greetings to your guests. My name is Comrade Boma. God bless Nigeria. God bless Rivers State, and God bless Rivers people. Kenny, as I speak to you today, I'm a Rivers storm. And any Rivers man today against Governor C, that man must be a wicked person and any of the states.
Well, you have a right to your opinion, sir. But your opinion is not wrong.
Okay, thank you so much. Listen, the so-called government of justice, judgment, we are ready. Nothing is there to show that the governor has no right. So the governor has right to demolish the assembly quarters. We have a new speaker. We are fully support of the speaker. Anybody that says that the governor has no right to visit and relocate that assembly quarters that have failed in taking the establishment at any of the state. Rivers people are fully behind. We don't want the presidency to come.
All right,
we deal with this matter. I don't think anybody has taken to the sound polls.
Sorry, Buma.
No, the state is working. I'm fully supportive of it. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Okay, wow. Yeah, your anger is something else. So it was even causing the signal to distort. Clinton Ayoko says, leave that man. Bias or not look like where we're receiving allocation from the center. 18-year-old child don't know quota because many roads in Yenagoa and other places are just cast and concrete only. So you don't support his call, but Clement Moses, he might be right. Maybe they pay money to structure owners to remain in power. Oh, Chigoze Wanko says, it can be better. The only solution is to separate Nigeria. One Nigeria is a big scam. Comrades, Iceberg, the money is coming in, is enough. What impact has the NDDC played to create development in the region? Comrade Yemadu Charles. Ugonna Ama says, I think he's making a point. Prince Ifeanyi Beke says, my stake is that Governor Sim should, as a matter of urgency, renovate or rehabilitate the assembly quarters. I'm talking on that thing. Joel Ojuel, who is holding your hand, Mr. Governor? The one giving to you, what have you done with it? 8 local government with highest allocation but poor implementation with highest poor state of living. When they fail, they'll be shifting the blame to the federal government just to deceive people. Please face governance and bring the dividends of democracy to your people. Final call, Today 95.1. Good morning. Hello?
Hello. Good morning.
Yes, you're live. Please go on. Okay, not very clear though.
From Port Harcourt. The trade between the government, the state, and the common government. Let me emphatically state to the understanding of those who care that we have no two governors at this time. We have no senior governor, neither do we have junior governor. We have one governor, and that is the executive governor of Rivers State, Sasulilai Kobara. So it's high time the former governor understood that we cannot have start. Let him allow this man to govern the state.
All right.
He's not the first governor that has governed this state. We have presidents of other governors who have governed this place and left. So even during his days, Amity did not deserve him. That's why
okay.
To Amity in 2015 and all that. So let us have time so that this state can move forward.
All right, that's your time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me read from the General Post. Dave Pastor, General Post on Facebook. If not for Wike, Fobra would have been a level 14 civil servant. I said yes to this statement. It's a very true statement. And instead of appreciating Wike, I'm sorry. Appreciating Wike, the governor is busy challenging him. Even if you have issues with Wike, why not keep mute? Instead of throwing jabs at the man that promoted you, to where you are now. No wonder people are afraid to help others nowadays. Newton Ekere, good morning, Kelly. All truth seekers in the house. A bad morning to those who call black white and white black. Apologies to Sam. Tinubu won't take sides on Rivers crisis presidency. You people still take a jury serious. Not a pronouncement of his about what Alhaji Tinubu would do or not do has come to pass. I'm trying to load the rest, but it's just dragging. Has come to pass. I don't know what's special about his appointment. Even Lai Mohammed was not this vague in his statement. He gets paid for making unsubstantiated statements. God, your own is even stronger than the way I feel. Let's move on to another one. Chile Edwin, the people of Rivers State should make Wike to understand that he held the people hostage for 8 years of his government and must stop disturbing the peace of the state with his dubious distractions. The document is a laborer from Owerri on Wike and his mistakes. Enough of this brouhaha in Rivers State. Let these people allow Fobara to remain focused and provide dividends of democracy to his people. This issue has overlingered, yet let peace reign. We have heard you. Only you, they make mistake. Amechi was a mistake. Secondus was a mistake. Fobara was a mistake. Haba, let the kites perch and the eagle too. When two elephants fight, the grass suffers. It's the people of Rivers State that are bearing this brunt. All right, shalom. Thank you for reaching out. Let's switch to Facebook. Let's see if we can take some of those reactions from X now. Hopefully we can do a few from X at this time. Oh my goodness. Okay, loading X. Take some of the messages on WhatsApp. Good morning, Kelly. Can we ever wake up to a day devoid of Wike and Fobara making the headlines? It's becoming irritating, and it's the media that keeps making them relevant. For Governor Diri wishing that Bayelsa was a small London if they were allowed to handle their resources, foul. It should hold NDDC responsible for the wrath in the Niger Delta. Nothing will still happen if they were in charge of the resources. Simply goodness, Alakaya. Thank you for reaching out. Making my way back, let me see if I can take some of the earlier ones. Just a few. We can't take a lot of messages. It's already 10 minutes to the hour. So, all right. Give from Inago. I don't know what you dropped, though. You dropped the picture. Good morning, Kelly, Mr. Indukwe, the rest of the guests. River State at the moment has taken over the title of certain literature book, 1 Week, 1 Trouble, with the political sycophants as the major characters who are after their personal interests. Hope their friends and family members are reading what is happening and applauding them. Hope it ends well. Emeka from Rumudara. Thank you, Emeka, for reaching out. What's this? Okay. Bro Victor, I think you should drink water. It's good for you. All right? I see your message. I'm saying drink water. It's good for you. Okay? Hi, Kelly and the guests in the house. Good morning. Discussing Wike Fobara Assembly members every day is making them much more popular. Can't you discuss refinery, jobs, investment, and food? And Jinasoki. Okay, sorry. Let me take another one. The studios of politicians are a problem we need to address urgently before we all swim in their folly. Never believed the day would come when your head needs a shave. Let's move on from there. Thank you. Good morning, Kelly. Why are you interjecting too many when speaking? Sim is playing the drums of the spirit. You should know that the dance is a dance of the spirit. What does that mean? I don't think Governor violated any agreement by not representing the budget to the Amewule House. This is because as at the time of the signing of the presidential agreement, Rivers State already had a Legal Appropriation Act 2024 passed and ratified by the then Assembly and signed into law. He can't represent a law for another legislative consideration unless he was just seeking an amendment. Whereas an agreement said represent an appropriation bill budget proposal, which he no longer has or had at the post-agreement period. It's common legal fact. Okay, that's your argument. Thank you for reaching out. Okay, Welex, your message is quite long. I want to dwell on the illegality of the very first executive order signed by Governor Fubara, there are three arms of government, each of them independent of the others under the principle of separation of powers. The governor, who is the head of the executive in the state, has no powers to formulate executive order compelling the legislature where to sit for their business. This is despotic, autocratic, and unconstitutional. Well, thank you. I'm moving on. This is the last I can read from here. Bros, this message is long. Nice. Good morning, everyone in the studio. Mr. George Kelly should be very grateful to Governor Fubara for completing Wike's project. He should recall that his master Wike refused to complete any project led by his predecessor, Amechi. This is not correct. Also, tell George Kelly that for having held a commissioner position in a government run without a budget, he is liable for arrest despite his resignation. He can't eat from a pot and turn around to say he has not used the same pot. All right, Chris from Chinedu from Rukboko, thank you for reaching out. I have to leave here. Let's go to some of the other posts now. Let me begin with the earliest. I'll read from there and then we'll make our way up. Quite a number of messages. Oh, okay. A number of messages. I can only read a few, yeah? So, guys, just bear with me, all right? Governor Sim will remain in office for 8 years as long as he cares for the interests of Rivers State and wishes his people well. From Manager Sir Festus Tigbani. Thank you for reaching out. Okay. Good morning, Kelly and the panelists. I have said it often that judiciary is a major problem of this country, and if they fail to do the right thing, they will cause civil unrest in this country someday with their conflicting orders and judgment. Okay. Another one. Good morning, all. Very soon, the light will illuminate over darkness. For goodness sake, Wike has completed his second term in office. You should please allow the current governor complete his tenure. Rivers State does not belong to Obi Akpo alone. Chiku Love Day. Thank you, Chiku, for reaching out. Another one. Kelly, what is happening today in Rivers State is not new. We were all here in the state when the former governor used executive orders to deprive people from a lot of things, and we lived with it. So why are we complaining now? Because it favors you then. Take it or leave it, executive orders have come to stay. As at then, the Wike faction popularized the sun. So they paint them, okay, the song, you mean. Popularize the song. As they paint them, you could sweet us. Please, we should try and endure it, okay? You will soon get used to it. That is why they say if you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. All right. Honorable Marlon, thank you for reaching out. Somebody there says, who is somebody there, Mr. Webb? Thank you. React to the stories now. Kelly, stop interjecting to humiliate and distort the line of thought of your guest. You are pro-Wike. Kelly, your moderatorship has become so childish and rancorous. Right? At least you know my name now. Put your name inside. Next time, put your name so I can read it and call your name. I say I'm pro-Wike. God bless and guide and protect Fubara for rescuing Rivers Treasury from Wike that wants to be what he cannot or never be. Orderly, Ada George and Amechi never attempted to be owners of Rivers Treasury after leaving office as governors, but Wike is trying to remote control Fubara because of Rivers allocation and internally generated revenue. He was never under. He was under declaring at 12 billion. It was above 27 billion. Okay, Mr. Law, I need to leave here now. I have to close. I just have to close. So let me close by asking members of the panel. I'll read out their names and just ask them a final question. Dr. Emmanuel Irainama, chartered arbitrator, mediator, management consultant, socio-economic commentator. If the governor moves against the assembly, would you be surprised? If the governor moves against the assembly quarters, would you be surprised?
I will not be surprised, and I will not want him to. It still remains a Rivers resource that will be wasted.
Okay.
I'm not part of any form of destruction. We must guard the little we have. That money could be used for several other good things for Rivers people. It shouldn't resort to destructions. I won't be part of it, but I will not be surprised.
You won't be surprised
if he does.
Do you think he will contain them, the Mewule group?
It's a very bad fight. I said started. A very dangerous fight that started. Particularly because it is a fight that started from the same house.
Okay.
Whether Mewule and his group claim today they are APC or APPDC or whatever, they are original PDP people. So this fight is the same fight all of them know. It's their style. And they need to be very careful with where it takes them to.
I guess you indirectly answered the question. Ward Chimedem Esquire, the Special Assistant Legal Advisor to the Federal Commissioner to Mr. President on Christian Pilgrimage South-South Zone, a voice for Apara Kingdom and a temple chief. Do you see the governor buckling to the demands coming from the stakeholders that had the walk yesterday? If he had intentions. We don't know if he had intentions. He only said, well, I'm the governor now, so I can come and look at it. It's not my house. Once anybody invite me to come to my house, I can come and look at it. You know, we have a new speaker, so I have some plans for this place. Let's assume that he intends to do something there. He didn't say demolish, maybe to pull down certain things, de-roof the entire place, bring in roof from Belgium, so that it can become a bit more befitting and stuff, right? It's that kind of a thing. Do you think the pro-Wike stakeholders that moved yesterday can make him change his mind?
If you look at the exact done several years by Baron Montesquieu,
we don't have time for Baron Montesquieu. We are closing.
I will refer him to read further, because what we have seen so far, in particularly in the leadership of Nigerian style of politics, our leaders don't read. The reason is that I think they let the legislature do their job, and the executive, the judiciary. These powers, I think, is unnecessary if the governor dissents, even going there.
The work yesterday, do you see it having an effect on the governor?
It will have an effect.
It will have an effect on the governor.
It will have an effect. And I'm sure it's an insignia. He knows that is an insignia to the fact that he may not be able to come back there again. He may be the governor, but I don't think he will come back.
Esquire, solicitor, advocate, as well as notary public of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, social political analyst. Should the governor do something against the State House of Assembly quarters? Make it break him, or make it leave him?
In fact, I don't know what to say. It's quite sad watching that what is playing out. Quite sad. Because I'm looking at a bigger picture, which is the ultimate thing, which is development. That these people are blinded by what they call politics, which they have turned into perfect criminality. Of taking the entire treasury of the people and converting it into personal.
Make you break them or make you leave them?
Well, I think I stand with the governor. I pray that God will grant him wisdom to do the right thing to rescue this state.
So if you break them, now wisdom?
Well, if that is what is going to solve the problem that is on, because it's like between the devil and the
Deep Blue Sea.
So if you break them, you support them. Okay. Fine Face, Jumna Bene Fine Face, environmental justice activist and executive director, Youth and Environmental Advocacy Center, IC Nigeria. Make it break or make it live up.
What an elder sees sitting down, the children do not see it even while they are standing up.
Okay.
The executive arm of government is the elder to the legislature and the judiciary. So if the building has defects, the executive can fix it. They control the resources.
My goodness.
But if it doesn't have defects, there is no need breaking it down.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Mr. Emmanuel Ndukwe, make it break or make it live up.
Well, Kelly, you remember that the last administration built what the is it a secretariat or whatever office in just put it out for NLC, and they later on detected the integrity.
But they don't break them now.
Wait now, they detected the integrity tests that made them not to give them.
Cordon it off.
Yes. So if Fubara knows that there are defects in the building, in the assembly quarters, and then he has to move in there, let him do so.
That's our show, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel Ndukwe. And so I guess we appreciate you 100 times for contributing. That's our show. Kelly Kemenjima is my name. The world news is around the corner. Have yourselves a great day. God willing, we're back tomorrow for Tuesday edition of Today's Quest. Good morning.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM. Madam, you don't try this new Lush Hair 4-in-1 no-lie relaxer kit. We get free neutralizing shampoo and conditioner join.
What? Me, I know deal.
You're not even sabi waiting the apple for town. You see this Lush Hair relaxer so?
E no dey pepper, e no dey burn. E go even make your hair shine like oil.
That's so. Lush Hair relaxer kit na correct. We no go make your hair cut. We no go make your hair dry. E no dey pepper and dey relax hair well. Come by your own.
Lush Hair. Be beautiful.
This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people. Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today 95.1 FM.
This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Hello and good afternoon. This is the World News on your Premium Talk Radio. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. I am Faustina Oputu. And the headlines. Members of organized labor picket NERC offices across Nigeria over electricity tariff hike. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana criticizes Governor Siminalayi Fubara for directing State Assembly members to meet at Government House. On the foreign scene, Rwanda denies involvement in grenade attack on Burundi. Now the details. Members of the organized labor have started picketing the offices of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NERC) and the distribution company's DISCO's premises nationwide over the hike in electricity tariff. The action of the workers follows a joint directive from the leadership of both the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) and the Trade Union Congress (TUC) to their members to picket these offices in protest of the tariff hike. The union said in a joint statement by NLC's Acting General Secretary Chris Uyot and his TUC counterpart Anka Hassan noted that the action will jointly take place nationwide simultaneously. The NLC President Joe Ajero, who led members of the labor unions in the protest at the headquarters of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NERC) in Abuja, is asking for an immediate reversal in the hike of the electricity tariff. A human rights lawyer, Femi Falana, has criticized the River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara for directing members of the State Assembly to meet at the Government House, saying the legislature is independent of the executive. Falana, who said this during a television program, explained that since both arms of government are independent, Fubara cannot change the sitting venue of the River State House of Assembly. Governor Fubara had on Friday issued an executive order for the immediate and temporary relocation of the sitting of the River State Assembly to the auditorium at main block of the Government House in Port Harcourt. In an official gazette, Executive Order of the River State Government 001-2023, Fubara cited the unsafe state of the House of Assembly complex. But Falana insisted that Fubara was wrong to move the sitting venue of the River State House of Assembly and referenced an impeachment of a governor done outside the premises of the House of Assembly, which was nullified by the Supreme Court. The human rights lawyer also insisted that River State House of Assembly members who decamped to the All Progressives Congress APC from the People's Democratic Party PDP have lost their positions in the lawmaking body. Federal lawmakers and a former Speaker of the River State House of Assembly has kicked against Governor Siminalayi Fubara's proposed renovation of the River State Assembly quarters. The lawmaker representing Obiakbo constituency in the House of Representatives, Kingsley Chinda, Senator Olaka Wogu, former Speaker of the River State House of Assembly, Ikoyi Ibani, amongst other lawmakers, vehemently opposed any attempt by the governor to demolish the building. Speaking to newsmen after inspecting the facility, Ikunyi Ibani criticized Governor Fubara's alleged plan to renovate the building, urging him to responsibly manage state resources rather than demolish a structure previously hailed as excellent by former Federal House Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila, who commissioned the structure.
I can recall and very vividly that in 2022, this project, this complex, was commissioned by the Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila as Speaker, Federal House of Representatives, as he then was now Chief of Staff to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. His comments were quite complimentary and, of course, a useful tool development of Rivers State if anyone is a leader. I am here based on what we have been reading and what the Speaker has told us with other leaders to check what is wrong with the structure here. There is nothing wrong with the structure here. Efforts of government, public money, taxpayers' money, oil money to be channeled into development of the state and making the people to be happy.
On his part, Kingsley Chinda, who noted that the integrity report received from a team of engineers shows there is nothing wrong with the building, urged the governor to focus on improving other areas instead of the assembly quarters.
We have commissioned engineers to study and give us a report on the integrity of these structures. We have received the report. The report we have is that these structures have a lifespan of not less than 25 years. And we have on our own come out to also physically inspect the structures to cross-check that with the report we received, and these structures are still strong and healthy. Let us also caution that you must govern in line with rule of law. And so we want to advise our governor to bridle a little bit of the exuberance that we have seen within this period. It does not portend well for our state.
In addition, Senator Olaka Wogu emphasized that any threat to the River State Assembly quarters undermines democracy, adding that the governor should uphold law and order.
We are a nation of laws. You cannot be protected by law when you become the chief lawmaker. It is the duty of the chief executive of the state to do everything to make sure there is law and order. What example do you put out when you become the chief lawmaker and the chief demolisher of the institutions of the state and the waster of its resources? This is unacceptable. Decent minds must all condemn this, and all those who are involved to have a rethink, because these fiscal structures do not make up our assembly. It is the people, our mandate, and the people.
Meanwhile, the chairman of the Caretaker Committee of the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State, Chief Tony Okocha, says he will do everything possible to protect the Martin Ameuli-led House of Assembly from the interference of Governor Siminalayi Fubara. Chief Okocha, who was present at the Assembly quarters after touring the facility, said the lawmakers are now under his jurisdiction after the defection to the APC. He added that he would resist Governor Fubara's alleged attempt to merge the executive and legislative branches.
Members of the Assembly, 27 of them are our property, and we owe them a responsibility to protect and defend them. The governor, who ordinarily should be the law upholder, is the chief lawbreaker of the state, attempts at every twist and turn to see how he can curry political patronage, political capital. It is not acceptable. It is also unthinkable that a governor can attempt to emasculate the legislative arm by promoting or projecting or proclaiming what he calls executive order to bring assembly into government house. We reject it with the last drop of our blood. We reject it constitutionally, and in fact, even if he wants to take the law into his hand, we will resist him with the last blood in our system. Governors, commando, and Gustavo approach in Rivers State will not survive.
In the meantime, the pro-Fubara sector of the River State House of Assembly is set to commence a screening process for a commissioner nominee appointed by Governor Siminalayi Fubara. This decision marks the first responsibility to be undertaken by the recently formed leadership of the group headed by Victor Okojumbo. In an official communication, the clerk of the group, GM Gillis West, said the nominee, Dagogo Ibroma, a senior advocate of Nigeria, will be screened at the Admin Block Government House, Port Harcourt. You're listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After the break, more news, foreign and sports stories. Stay with us.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today 95.1 FM.
Welcome back to the rest of the stories. The National Youth Council of Ogoni People, NICOP, in conjunction with an ex-Niger Delta agitator, Solomon Ndigbara, have staged a walk in Bori, the headquarters of Kana local government area of River State, calling for resumption of oil exploration in Ogoni land. Today FM correspondent reports that the walk commenced from the graveside of Timothy Nako Birabi, one of the Ogoni heroes who paid the supreme prize. The NICO president, Barry Nuazo Emmanuel, who read the communique on behalf of the group, said resumption of oil exploration in Ogoni will help bring about development in the area. Emmanuel, while revealing that the Ogonis are open for genuine multi-stakeholders negotiation, insisted that resumption of oil exploration will ensure economic rebirth in Ogoni that will wipe away long-time suffering of the people.
Ogoni people have suffered from untold negative externalities in their struggle for recognition within large Nigeria geopolitical setting. Be this as it may be, as global achieved bring with account of awful sacrifice so far paid by the Ogoni survivor saga has so far unfolded as a study greatly orchestrated indignation by external forces that care little or no about Ogoni welfare. The Ogoni experience so far should be given rightful name, retribution. We have had enough of stars. It is time to go for stars. We cannot be sitting on pot of gold while continue to die in hunger.
While also expressing concern that the Ogonis have suffered in the hands of those who care less about them, Emmanuel said effective participation in the Petroleum Industry Act and Local Content Act is their watchword.
Ogoni has risen to avail herself of handsome wealth-creating opportunities offered by the Nigerian Oil and Gas Local Content 2010, further upheld by the Petroleum Industry Act 2021, PIA. Effective participation is a watchword under unique auspice of Ogoni Economic Rebirth Project. Ogoni people are peaceful, law-abiding, and our entire vision will be pursued from the engagement stage to isolation stage. Within ambit of existing laws, we shall win.
In the meantime, members of the Chukure family in Iba community in Emoa local government area of River State have rejected divestment plans by Shell. The people said for Shell to carry out any divestment, Chukure family must have received proper compensation for damages incurred during the company's activities, due to the company's activities. The family recalled how their hand-dug well was filled with crude oil instead of water in 2016, and how all their plea for an alternative source of drinking water and relocation from the polluted site was ignored by the oil giant. The elder son of the family, Prince Will Chukure, in an interview with Today FM's Olawale Sanusi, said while Shell has sealed off some affected wells in response to consistent advocacy efforts, the pollution still persists, prompting them to demand relocation to a safe area and compensation for the harm suffered.
In 2022, we were invited for the first time, we were invited by Nostra at their office with Share representative. On that meeting, they asked us what we actually wanted. We told them that, okay, what we want for them to relocate us from this place, because we cannot be in this same environment that is polluted. The water is polluted. You can see for yourself the hydrocarbon. Even for 2 years now, they have been doing what they said they are doing, remediation process, but you can see that the crude oil is still persisting in this environment. They dug well in 2018. That same well has been polluted, and they came and the commission that other major well, which out as the main evidence, they have to close down that well. After removing over 3 liters of crude oil, that has been our story. We have been begging them to relocate us, and also they have not paid attention. They are not concerned about our health.
Meanwhile, some group of women in Okozi community in Egbemandoni local government area of River State said Ajib should only be allowed to leave their domain after compensating them. The women, who are primarily farmers, complained that the exploration activities have destroyed their means of livelihood.
So that's what we're saying, that government should not allow them to go without considering the women and settling the women. Let them settle us. We are handicapped. We have nothing to do. And now they want to go out of this place without considering the women. So let them know, because if you visit somebody you want to go, you call the person you visited. Oh, my sister, I am through. Thank you. I want to go. We are just hearing it that Ajib have sold Ajib to another person and they want to go to without considering us. So we are saying no to it. Before they will go, let them cleanse up those mess.
Initially in Okwiti,
as a fisherwoman or a fisherman, we have so many fishes, different fishes in our river. But now, since the crude and other things has affected our fish, we no longer get fish. So now, as it stands in Okwizi, our fishes are gone.
Moving on to the foreign scene, Rwanda has dismissed reports of using rebels to attack Burundi. The country also urged Burundi to solve its own internal problems and not associate it with what it described as despicable matters. Burundi's Interior Ministry blamed the grenade attack that injured 38 people on Red Tabara rebels, saying the group was backed by Rwanda. Relations between Rwanda and Burundi have deteriorated since early this year when Burundian President Evariste Ndayishimiye renewed accusations that Rwanda was funding and training the Red Tabara rebels who opposed the Burundi government. In sports, the Minister of Sports Development, John Eno, has unveiled Finidi George as the new head coach of the Super Eagles. The 53-year-old was unveiled at the Secretariat of the Nigeria Football Federation in Abuja earlier today. The unveiling ceremony will kickstart Finidi's reign in charge of the three-time African champions. The former Ajax and Real Betis winger was an assistant to former handler of the team, Ose Pesero, for 20 months. He handled the Super Eagles as caretaker coach for the friendlies against Ghana and Mali in March. Finidi will take charge of his first official game against Bafana of South Africa next month. Turning news, here's a summary of the major stories. Members of the organized labor are picketing NERC offices across the country over electricity tariff hike. We told you that a human rights lawyer, Femi Falana, has criticized Governor Siminalayi Fubara for directing state assembly members to meet at the government house. On the foreign scene, you also heard that Rwanda has denied any involvement in a grenade attack on Burundi. That was the news, as edited by Stella Sasongu. For comments and inquiries, please call 0818-389-2850 or send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. You can also read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com. I am Faustina Oputu. Good afternoon. Thanks for listening.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
What do you love listening to? What's your